9 cycles have passed. When the gods deem mortals too powerful, they decree a race between their avatar and the mortals to determine their worth. In the race, the mortals are granted a chance to engage the very gods themselves. The mortals are granted a chance of survival. The mortals are granted a chance to become gods. Lose and see all mortal life removed from the Kryn, and the next cycle begins. This race is the final command of the gods to their mortal counterparts. This is their dying order.
Hello everybody, welcome to the stream with your host, a very energetic Pumpkinberry.
Hello. Welcome
away,
in, welcome
buddy.
in. What? Okay.
You're in charge today, you said you wanted to be.
I did not say that,
Everyone
but
heard
it's
her
fine.
say it. She said she's got more energy than Brad, so she should be the host, is what she said. Or is that just what I heard? I think that's what I heard.
Yeah, I think that's what you heard.
Fine, you can still do it. I don't mind.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay.
I've got to reframe everyone because Disby's
Right.
in a different house or something. She's changed her setup.
I'm in the same house, in the same room.
She just moved things around.
Angle. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm going to move you guys around while Pumpkinberry introduces the entire stream.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yes. Okay.
I'll pay you
but
back on
normally we
Wednesday
talk
for
about
Gone,
stuff,
and
right?
I'll do all the intro stuff on that for you,
Yeah. Okay.
which works in so many different ways. Because you don't do intros on that show.
I don't. We go. Anyway, how was everyone's week? Pocket, how goes the moving?
It's exhausting.
Oh.
I have the screen cap save. I'll show you in the Discord so we can talk about it in a little bit. No, it's exhausting. I've been packing up. I've been trying to downsize. Whenever you're moving from a house back to an apartment that's half as big, that's always fun.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm going through. But I mean, I have a friend in town helping me do it all, so I'm not doing it alone. So that's nice.
That's good. That's always good.
And
Oh,
I'll be
yes.
back in Tejas.
So we should talk about this cool thing that happened last week. So after the stream ended, and we're so sad that this happened off stream, but we were rolling our hit dice for our level up because last week we all leveled up. And Ellie rolled a 9, then Aura rolled a 9, then I rolled a 9, and then Brad said, Bo, if you roll a 9, everybody gets an extra hit dice.
Permanent increase to the HP.
Permanent increase
What that
to our
was for.
HP. And Bo rolled a 9. It was
I'm
insane.
Gonna prove it right here. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Aura's 9. Hang on, I need to do this. There's Aura's 9. There's Suna's. There's Ellie's. And there's Bo's. They wrote 9999. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. So then we got to
Madness.
roll again for extra HP. It was great.
And so then I had to be true to my words. And now they're incredibly OP.
Nah, I only have 62 hit points.
That's ridiculous for a rogue. You should have no more than 3 ever. Yeah, that was insane.
enough?
We were screaming.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
that
did.
is enough,
we were
I
like,
think.
no one's gonna believe us.
Yeah, we because I feel like the best thing to do is to do the hit dice straight away, because otherwise you forget about it. So we did it real
Yes.
quick. They rolled 9. 9 is a decent amount anyway to increase your HP with, and then to add on top of it all the extra ones that you did. Yeah, these guys did all their level ups and things and stuff. They have a whole new set of skills and abilities and spells and things. If they were unbalanced before, now I don't even know what to call you. What is that thing called? A spinning top. That's what this campaign has just become. At level 5, I usually go, and now it's spinning top time, and I just have no control over it. It just spins now, and I hope that I balance things.
Dreidel?
And I hope that goes a dreidel.
Yes. Right? Is that what you're talking about?
No, that's what you scoop
Oh.
soup up with.
No,
Idiot.
that's a ladle, idiot.
what I said. What I said.
Wow.
I like the idiot.
So yeah, a Dreidor, a spinning top thing, you're spinning around. That's how it goes. That's how I balance things now. I just go, Dreidor, and then I spin it around, and we hope that you don't die. And that's the best that I can do. Especially considering the way that I usually balance these combats, which is probably that amount of goblins. And away you go. And that's how Aura has become the party tank. Pretty good. I'm really good at GMing. I've been doing this for years. So
it's amazing, it's epic, and we love it. We wouldn't have it any other way.
You guys are so
anybody
strong
else
now.
who's got a
I don't
fucking
think it
problem with
matters.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I don't think it matters anymore what I put in front of you. We'll see, I guess.
Yeah,
We'll
I don't
see.
think that's true. You usually
Don't
say
say
that,
that.
and then there's a party death or something
I know.
horrific happens.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you've never
let's
seen a
just-
beholder or a beholderkin creature, and I have a 100%
You know-
kill rate with those. So
All right, now stop.
maybe I'll
Stop.
just summon
You're
one up.
getting full of yourself.
Let's roll
Don't
a
do it
dice
to us.
and decide whether. Oh, that's bad for you. That's real bad. I won't use
I
that
hate
dice today. I'll use this one. Nope, that's worse. Okay. Well, rolled 2 4s and a 2. So, I won't be using any of my dice today because you'll win. So, last time on Dying Order, you all sort of finished up the. You've been into one of the doors before. It was the Bose door, the sort of water element-based door. There was a creature of light in there that was ridiculously powerful. You ended up in combat with it and kind of lost, kind of was expelled from the door and removed from the process. Then you guys took a rest and then headed through the other door, which was available to you, which was Ellie's door, the sort of door of death. You went into a death domain, basically, a land of the dead. You encountered this god of death known as Merkel, a kind of skeletal figure. You progressed through this area. There were puzzles, there were fights with skeletons, and eventually you came to face Merkel itself. You defeated Merkel last week. It was a pretty decent fight in terms of how you guys performed. You worked really well together. I think you've kind of figured out a good team comp. You don't have the most traditional like D&D composition between you. You don't really have like a classic tank or a classic healer or anything like that, but you have figured out how to kind of use your skills and work together. And I think you did a lot of things last week that were that have shown how far you've come. Like, we're in episode 30 something here, and I think you've worked out what it is that each of you can do and provide for each other. Things like laying a booming blade on a creature and then Aura disengaging and stepping away from it, causing it to chase after you, and that's what killed it. Using spells like Levitate to get out of the way of things, combining the thorns on the ground with Bo's control elements to give it the effect of water, which Merkel was vulnerable to, which you found out through Ellie's innate ability, the Echo Eye, which gives her information. She divulged to you all. You kind of worked really well together. Smashed the fuck out of Merkel. And then when Ishiite died, he said he thanked you for freeing him, was what he said. And the kind of landscape around you, the land of the dead, fell away from you. As Merkel fell, the land and the area and the effects of it kind of faded away as well. The places that you find yourself in, these boundaries, are like isolated singular planes of existence that belong to these creatures. And I think you're kind of working that out. Ellie specifically understood that this was in Merkel's plane of existence. Bo understood that the other place was Deep Seychelles' plane of existence, in the same way that your boundary is your plane of existence between the four of you, kind of a shared area. This was theirs, and that, with the death of Merkel, the god of death, faded away and gave way to just a place of pure darkness, which was when you started to hear a terrible scratching sound. And that is where we'll begin today, after I show you this artwork, which was awesome. There it is. Jack Lack, who's like our personal... What is it called? What is an artist to the... It's like you have a poet laureate, you have a jester, court jester, you have a scribe. What is an art version of that called? Because
I actually don't know.
That's what Jack
That
has
is
become.
amazing, though. I didn't see that.
You didn't see this?
Yeah,
There it is.
it's
It's
so
Merkel and the
cool.
Death Dogs, drawn by
Oh.
Jack Lack. I did want to put the thing on the screen, but I guess I didn't do it because I'm a terrible person. But it's Jack Lack, Jackklac, in our fan art section on Discord. I do have a Twitter, but I don't know if you want me to shout that out, Jack Lack. By the way, if you want me to shout anything out for you, Jack Lack, just let me know. You can just message me in the fan fiction thing, or fan art thing. If you want me to shout out something that you have, I don't know if you do this for a living or if you just do this for fun, or if you have like, I don't know what, deviant art, whatever it is, you want me to shout out, or a Twitter or an Instagram or something, then let me know, because we'll shout it out because it's awesome. It looks so cool. So there he is. There's Merkel with the Death Dogs, and it's just so cool. It's just so cool. So if you want to see this in like full resolution or whatever, you can go into the Discord and scroll up a little bit, and you'll see entries from Jack Lack, and then you'll be able to look at them whenever you watch this. VOD watchers in 3 years from now, you might have to scroll up for a long time. So thanks, Jack Lack. One last quick shout out. We have underneath the stream, you'll see a panel with a piece of art of George Floyd, which was drawn by our other kind of, what is that thing called? Personal artist. Murgles resident artiste. Murgles Miranda, who's on Witchcraft and Wizardry, next to the Black Lives Matter logo. If you want to click that, that'll take you through to and also we have a thing in the stream, which I think is this. Is that correct?
Yep,
yes.
that's right.
It takes you through to a website with all sorts of petitions and donations and information sources. If you want to get involved in the movement that's happening at the moment in America, it's something that we support here at Tablestory. So take a look at that if you get 5 minutes, maybe on the break, to see if you can support in some way and help out. And if you guys are ready, we shall head back into the world of Lacrin. Sort of. It's not actually. We're not really heading to the world of Lacrin. We're heading to the setting of Lacrin. You're not in the mortal realm right now.
Fair.
You guys are on a whole other plane of existence. We're gonna head back there now. So once again, you guys find yourselves.
No, I hate it.
In a sorry pocket. I know you can't hear it. Just mimic some scratching for yourself. Terrible scratching noises. You see this kind of land around you give way to nothing but darkness. And it is just pitch blackness around you. Nothing but darkness. Each of you has dark vision. Each of you that has dark vision still can't see anything. Holding your hands out in front of you doesn't even give way to anything. Like bringing your hands all the way up to your face, you can't see it. It is either magical darkness or it is something completely different. There is no light here. There is nothing to see with your eyes. There is no sensation of wind or rain or really any heat. Although I'd say if it was anything, it would feel cold. But really, I think you get the idea that there is just a lack of any real heat or cold. The four of you stand here in nothing but this darkness. There is simply a scratching. A sound of scratching in the distance, but also not too far. What do you guys do?
I have a question. Would I be able to see anything?
No.
Or is it like, even to me, this is like nothing?
Yeah, even to you.
I would try to follow the scratching noise. Actually, I would turn around. Are you guys around me right now? You okay?
You guys are all there.
I'm here.
I'd reach out and try
I'm
to
here
grab.
too. I can hear that god awful scratching. Where is it coming from?
Oh, it is pretty horrific. Hello?
I reach out and I try to grab the person nearest me, and I'm saying,
Oh, that's me. Christ.
okay, hopefully that was just your arm.
Yeah.
Try to latch onto one another.
Right. Okay.
So that way we don't lose each other in this. I think we need to walk towards the sound.
Oh, tell me that's your beard. Is that you?
Yeah. I think. Is that you touching me?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Y'all hear that, right?
Yeah. It's digging into my eardrums.
I don't like it.
Okay. Does someone have aura? Are we good? We have everybody?
I'll just start feeling around. I'll grab on to whoever.
Well, I've got Ellie and Bo.
Who am I touching? And I'm just like,
I don't have any other hands.
I'm tapping.
I get hit in the face, and I'm like, what?
Oh, sorry.
Listen.
Okay, I said, and I like try to like find her shoulder and then like go down her arm to grab her arm.
Yeah. So I lock hands with Sauna and Aura, and then almost like I'm dragging two kids behind me, I just start walking towards the scratching sound.
What are we? It sounds like it's getting louder. Are we sure we want to walk in this direction?
I think walking. I mean, I can't see anything. I think that's so we got to.
All right, listen here, scratching thing. No. I hate it.
Do you think it worked?
Oh, I feel like the underwater. I know I was drowning, but I do not like this.
I think I would rather be drowning than
I think so too.
alone in the dark.
I don't mind the darkness.
Yeah. Hello?
Ellie pulls you towards the sound, the scratching in the distance, when there's suddenly a from maybe 2 or 3 feet away from where you are, Ellie, leading the pack here, but obviously where all of you are, held hands. There's a sudden sound, and it's reminiscent of the sound of something breaking, maybe wooden, but you get the sense that there isn't really any wood breaking, as a sudden shaft of light blinds you for a moment.
Oh!
There's a shaft of light that appears directly in front of where you're headed, as if something has suddenly broken through and torn through an invisible barrier. And beyond, you can see 2 yellowed eyes peering at you from behind a shadowed face. There's a brilliant white light as your eyes adjust behind it. The creature is Symbol, and it begins to suddenly savagely break down the unseen wall. Then another appears, and then another appears behind it, and each one begins tearing at the blackness and revealing a stark white light behind it. Behind you, in the opposite direction, now illuminated by some of this light, there is the cold, plain, metallic door that you walked through from your boundary. What do you guys do?
Okay.
I think that's our escape. We probably ought to get out of here.
We should run.
Quickly now.
Okay, you guys start running.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can I try something?
You
And it probably won't work, but I just want to try it.
You can, but I'll tell you this. Well, tell me what it is, but you're going to need to make, like, running checks.
Okay.
So if it hinders that,
I want
then,
to try to put up a wall.
I see.
Like how I was kind of changing it earlier by imagining my own house.
Yeah.
I want to try and see if I can, like, picture, like, a wall.
You can either run or concentrate and try and do that.
bad, probably run.
Okay.
I'm
Everyone.
gonna start running, and if it becomes an issue, then I'll try to do that later.
All right. Everyone, roll me dexterity checks.
Okay.
Not saves, just the checks. So
Oh.
dexterity on the left, on the far left of the box of it, not the line of it.
Oh, I'm not very.
Let's see here. It's a save on you, Bo, but I think it's okay. I need to see if you're proficient, then it goes down. Oh yeah, you are. So yours is actually, I guess it wouldn't matter. Yours is actually a 22. And Ellie got a 9, so Una got an 11, and Aura got a 21. Okay. Each of you turns around and starts running. Bo takes off very quickly. Aura as well. Kind of just gaining or peeling away from the others quite quickly. You see probably Bo doing like a Naruto run and Aura doing a Naruto run here, while the other two are a little slower. Ellie takes a moment, maybe pondering whether you can take control of this area, and you hear the others suddenly start running around you and maybe turn and begin to run. Ellie and Sauna, as you start to run, seeing Bo and Aura just a little ahead of you for whatever reason, you notice suddenly a pocket of white light kind of cast a shaft of light in front of you. It darkens for a second as a snaking tendril coils around your foot. The same for both of you, similar things. Now, all four of you see shafts of light, pockets opening up around you as the walls around this area are kind of breaking down or being broken through. Ellie and Suna, give me athletics checks to try and wrench your foot free.
Is this similar to what we saw in that child scenario when we were children?
What do you mean?
The tentacle, that thing that came up to grab us then.
Oh,
Is
yes,
it the
it's very
same?
similar to that. You've also seen that every time you've encountered one of these symbol-like creatures, they have these kind of tendrils that run out from their snake out from their bodies. This is very similar as well to when they were falling from the sky and there was multiples of them. The first time you saw more than one was when they came after Mother Numera. And it definitely looks like the same kind of tendrils and tentacles that are on those two there. Ellie just breaks free. You pull your foot free from this tentacle and continue to run. Suna, that's a dex save. You need to give me an athletics.
Oh, I'm sorry. I asked a question, then forgot. Hold on. I would like to use my thunderous presence so that I may have advantage on this.
Okay.
Oh, dear God.
Still a fail. Roll me a d10. And this is why you didn't get to bring your HP up to top last week. You take 4 piercing damage. You do actually pull your foot free, but it hurts. The edge of this, tentacle wrapped around you, the end feels like it has a barb on it or a blade, and it runs down your leg. It cuts quite deep and deals 4 piercing damage to you. All of you now kind of sprinting towards the doorway. Everyone give me athletics checks now. And this is just for just straight up powering as sprinting. Sprint checks or athletics checks.
I have a question while people roll. You said we shouldn't be. I was max HP last time. Should I be at like what I was then, and
Yes.
not at the new one?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'll put it back.
You're not at full health. Technically, you have to do a long rest to feel the benefit of your level ups and stuff. I feel like it's just annoying to do in the middle of a show.
Listen, in
so-
Final Fantasy, when you level up, you get everything back.
That's true.
I was thinking about that.
This is a weird blend of D&D, Final Fantasy, and whatever the fuck goes on in my head just before I fall asleep when I get my best ideas. So, Ellie and Sauna, you sprint, wrenching your feet free. Maybe you get that kind of fear that comes up when you're being chased and you really feel it, and a burst of energy and adrenaline as you suddenly now catch up with where Aura and Bo are. Bo, you and Aura are ahead when just ahead of you, 2 or 3 feet ahead of you, to the right and to the left of each of you respectively, a huge shaft of light opens up. It blinds you for just a second, the stark change between bright and dark, or dark and bright, as you see these kind of walls break down somewhat. There aren't like planks or anything in front of you, but these shafts of light open up. Suddenly, your hip, you feel these symbol creatures leap towards you. Both of you running are knocked off of your balance, and both of you suddenly fall down. I think in the darkness it's really hard to kind of see for you, Ellie and Sauna, at first, before these shafts of light open up again, bright light, and then Bo and Aura, where they were, are now gone. Both of them kind of sprawling towards the left in front of you. These symbol creatures over them, uncoiling these tendrils, beginning to wrap them around your bodies, Aura and Bo, holding you in place. What do you all do? You can all do like one thing.
I would like to cast a spell.
Yeah?
A brand new one, yes. Hopefully it works.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Ancient Path.
Okay.
Hopefully making it impossible for it to track us.
All right. Anyone else doing anything crazy?
Where do the symbol? Are they still behind us, breaking it? Or are they all around us now, breaking it?
They're everywhere. You can hear them below you, above you, behind you, to the sides of you. You don't hear them towards the way of the door, I would say. Not really ahead of you.
While she's casting the spell, is that when I can imagine rebuilding the walls?
You can, yeah. You can try and do that.
I'm gonna try and rebuild the walls while she's casting it. Sort of like how you see it going back into place as someone's repairing in a video game, but someone's breaking it at the same time.
Yeah. You can use either. You can roll either an Arcana check or a flat Charisma check. It's up to you. I'll let you do either one of those.
19.
19 from you. What is Suna doing? And then I'm going to come to Bo and Aura. What does this look like, this spell that you're casting as you're kind of running forward? These tendrils and creatures bursting down the walls, going from darkness to light around you.
I think that I think we see kind of maybe a black cloud kind of come up from our feet and move to Ellie's feet, because I have to touch everyone, I think. Oh no, it's anybody within 30 feet of me. All right, so we see this kind of smoky cloud maybe billow out from Suna and from me, and then it moves to each person and kind of pools around your feet. So when you walk, you're not leaving any tracks. And of course, we can't tell, but there is no scent. If any of you have crazy noses, you would know that we're not leaving any tracks behind. And there is something magical, hopefully stopping it from being able to know where we're going.
Okay. Before I come back to Ellie, Aura and Bo, both of you have been kind of what is it called in football when they tackle you? That happened to you. Both of you get hit by two of these creatures, these symbol creatures. Both of you hit the ground hard. You feel now these tendrils wrapping around you like a spider coiling around a fly with its web. And it's beginning to kind of try and pin you to the ground, to hold you in place, it feels like, as you roll over before you come to a stop. What do each of you want to do in that situation?
I'd like to try and break free.
Okay, give me an athletics check if you're just trying to break out physically.
Yep. Maybe even try to bite it. I don't know.
Okay. Let's see how well you do on the athletics check. 14. You do break free. Yeah, tell me how you do it. You can bite it.
All right. Well, I take a tendril, and I just gnaw at it with all my might, and I suppose it lets me go.
Yeah, you see the tendril kind of draw back. It allows you to get an arm free, quickly pushing one of the other tendrils that's beginning to pin you to the ground with the coils around your ankles, and you roll out of the way, kind of rolling over yourself before standing up, stumbling, and then continuing to run towards the door. To the other side of you, Aura, what are you doing?
Okay, so you're saying I'm tangled up at the ankles, correct?
Kind of everything. It's like it's just on you, this thing. You and it
Okay.
are kind of turning over it, but you can feel it attempting to grapple with you and try and hold you in place.
And you're saying there's shafts of light coming in, but I can't really see the others.
You can kind of see now, I think. I think that it would be
Okay.
like if you were imagine you're in like just pitch darkness and someone had punctured holes into this thing. So there are shafts of strong beams of light coming in different varying sizes. There's a decent now, the wall behind you is almost entirely broken down. And even though there are lots of creatures piling in, there's a relatively decent amount of light that you can make out what's going on now. Yeah.
How close are we all to each other?
Pretty close. I'd say you're like within 5 feet of each other. While this is all happening, it's chaos. There are lots of these creatures piling in all over the place.
Can I use my small portal?
You can. Yeah. You can. For yourself, though?
For all of us.
Okay, let's see. You can do this. I'm just seeing how long it lasts, because I think it took me a while to word it. I can't remember if I added it in. Oh yeah, it's the end of this turn. So this stays open for a really short amount of time.
Okay.
I'd say only really you could open it underneath yourself. I doubt there would be enough time for everyone to kind of beeline for it. They'd also kind of have to figure out what's happening.
Well, but if they're all within 5 feet, and then everything within 10 feet of me, would that be enough for them to come with me?
I'll let you do it. Yeah. Do you know what? I'll let you do it this once.
Okay. I feel something different about myself, and I'm tangled up, and instead of trying to resist it or pull myself out of it, I take a glance around to see how close everybody is, and I will into an existence a portal, hopefully large enough for all of us to fall through and get us out of here.
Yeah, what does it look like?
Yes.
I'm all tangled up, but my hands, I cup one of them, and it's like this ball of light starts to glow and grow. It's like small, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and I cast it on the ground, and it just creates what looks like water again, and it ripples, and it grows wider and wider and wider until it's about 10 feet wide.
Yeah, it kind of holds in place for a moment. You fall into it, I think probably with the creature on top of you.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna want to come with you, so I'm gonna make it roll. It has to make a save against your spell save DC to avoid falling in. So I'm gonna roll a dice for it. Oh wow, well that's a fail. It actually does fall in.
Okay.
But it lets go of you because this portal opens up, and all of these tendrils and its arms, it has humanoid arms and legs spread out in a kind of reactionary way as you fall into this thing. The other three, do you want to jump into this portal as well?
Do I get to see if I was doing anything?
You do. You are no longer in the domain of Merkel and the boundary that Merkel had created. You're outside of it, but you're also not in your boundary. You're kind of in the space between. So you have no control here. You can't
Well, then,
build.
yeah, I fall through.
Okay.
Nice to see, but yeah,
jump
definitely.
in. Absolutely.
Me too.
But
Yes.
holy shit.
So each of you jumps in.
I will
So
grab Bo's hand though when I jump in.
I want to say I was close enough to Aura that, like, as I'm trying to do this and I realize it's not working, then I see a portal just open up under me, and then I just fall through.
right, yeah, and then you go in there.
Yeah.
So Aura, you can open the other end of this portal up within 60 feet of you. You can't open it up any further than the metal door at the other end of this, and I'll air quotes this room that you're in. Where do you want to open it up? Are you here? Did she have to AFK? Oh no, she's here.
You're muted, my sweet.
Sorry. My brain automatically, in the panic of a moment, just thought about the room with all the doors.
Okay, so I think it probably opens up at the metal doorway at the other end of this room. You essentially, and for the viewer, Aura basically has a portal gun now. Move. She can create 2 points. Choose 2 points on the ground that you can see. 1 point within 10 feet of you and 1 point within 60 feet of you. Creates a circular portal 10 feet in diameter, which opens over each point. Any creature or object entering the portal exits from the other portal as if the two were adjacent to each other. Passing through a portal from the non-portal side has no effect. If the portal closes on a creature, they're safely ejected from the entering side. You can't use it to kind of like chop off arms like they do in whatever that movie is. Any creature that is hostile to you must make a dex save to avoid falling in. So you can kind of use it offensively, like Wile E. Coyote style, open a portal under a creature and then the other end off a mountain.
Or in the abyss.
Or into the abyss, or whatever you want to do.
Crushed instantly.
He has a move called Small Portal, which makes up for the fact, essentially, that Rangers suck in my campaigns when they get their kind of normal ranger abilities that are really useful in campaigns where you're traipsing through jungles and stuff, but not always as useful here, so I'm giving you that extra thing. She also took some other stuff. That's a move that you have now. Planeswalker. All 4 of you tumble out of the other side of this portal. You're about 50 feet away from where you were. The metal door is now behind you. The other creatures that are bursting through are around 40, 50 feet away from you. They're piling in still from all sides. One of these symbol creatures lands next to Aura, turns over, and then kind of jumps up. You see all the tendrils raise up as if it's gonna come for you too. If we say, since this is Ellie's door, the first person to get to the door, Ellie, you push on the door, you reach it, it doesn't open. You can feel the cold metal on your hands. It feels the same as it did when you first kind of touched the door. But it doesn't open, and it doesn't do anything like suddenly turn you guys out like it's done before as well. There are all of these creatures now bursting in behind you. There are maybe about 50 that you can see in this area, and they're moving across the ground towards you. You hear...
You can still see us, eh? Or track us.
All 4 of you hear the sound of death from all around, who says,
"My creed is now yours."
And then the creature, which is standing in front of you, reaches up all of these tendrils. The symbol which is close to you is closest to Suna. You see all of these tendrils rush towards you, Suna, and then the symbol creature is gone, hit by another thing.
What?
It is hit by a hound.
Oh, that's the wrong button.
What the fuck just took out symbol? Tell me.
It's a beautiful, shadowy, disgusting-looking, dripping with darkness hound with glowing eyes and very big, oversized teeth. I love him.
Yeah. You have the ability to call forth a howling creature of darkness to harass your foes. You know that this is yours. You know that this is some oddity of your innate powers. I think probably from Father's side. Having encountered this land of death, having encountered all of these strange shadows, sensing the power within the hounds that Merkel had, you unlock something within yourself that allows you to attune to a creature very similar. One of these dark kind of shadow hounds is now yours to call upon in any plane of existence and summon to you for a brief period of time whenever you need it most. This creature, the symbol creature, appears before you before it is tackled by this hound. You see the hound kind of pounce on this thing. It tears into the symbol creature, ripping up all of this kind of non-flesh. These symbol creatures are constructs, and you know how that kind of, you can chop bits off of them and they just fall as if you were cutting off bits of a mannequin or something like that. You see the hound rip into the throat and head area of this symbol thing as its tendrils fall down around you. The hound, how long does the hound last?
Can I have the NPC sheet?
Yes.
Or would you like me to pull up the thingy? Hold on.
I got it.
Okay.
There you go. You see it?
No, not quite. But that's all right. I'll just pull up the document. Hold on.
I gave it to Aura. Hold on. You don't have it, Aura. Sorry.
No, I know.
Well, there he is.
There he is.
Let's see. It stays until the thing is dead, if I remember correctly. Let me just read. Hold on. The hound can make opportunity, blah, 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 while the hound was in... But the hound disappears if it is reduced to 0 hit points, or if its target is reduced to 0 hit points, or after 5 minutes.
Okay, so I think once it kills this thing, it turns to you, it looks at you, and...
Well, hello.
Yeah, I don't know how you know, and I don't know how you make a bond with this creature. But you maybe want to explain that to us, and then it's going to disappear. So what happens there?
Well, I think I just look at it and I'm startled at first, and then I see its green teeth and glowing green eyes, and it just is breathing heavily. And well, you're hideous. Hello. I think I'll call you Toby, and then it'll just disappear.
Toby disappears.
Yes.
You can summon him up. This didn't cost you any sorcery points right now. It was an introduction.
Thank you.
Of the thing. So all 4 of you stand at this door. It doesn't open. Merkel says, "My creed is now yours." All 4 of you can do something.
Do I know what
doesn't open?
Ah.
Sorry.
What is it? Do we know what that means when he says, "My creed is now yours"? Like, does that mean anything to us?
First of all, does that mean anything to any of you?
I feel like it would mean something to Ellie. I don't want to speak for the others.
Ellie
I would
and
think it
Bo,
would mean something for Ellie too.
Ellie and Bo recall Merkel's dogma. You knew about Merkel, and you recall understanding specifically what his dogma was. I'll give it to you guys in the Zoom group. As he says this to you, the 2 of you remember this, and it's a very mortal thing. It's the thing that necromancers might say, or people who are worshippers of Merkel and the gods of death. He had a very specific phrase kind of that he would say, only Ellie and Bo passed the check last week, the religion check, to remember it. It comes back to you now, I think. What do you want to do?
Try and pass through the door.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How?
Just like I did the wall when I first got into this domain, and I passed through the wall after, accidentally echo-eyeing. I want to see if I can just pass through it.
Cannot. Feels like a door. Just feels very physical.
Can
cold.
I-
Doesn't open. Doesn't move.
Can I investigate it then? To see.
The door isn't opening. What are we gonna do?
Shouldn't you have some sort of ability to do something here, Ellie?
Yeah, it's called using my hands.
Well, are those working? No
Maybe
offense.
we all should touch it?
Okay, and then I'm just gonna reach over to the door and touch it.
I just immediately touch it. Yes.
All
Hello.
4 of you are pushing on this door here. It just feels cold and it doesn't move as you all push on the door. You're all banging on the door. These creatures are now rushing up behind you. They've maybe gained about 30 feet on you. They're about 20 feet away from where you guys are. Obviously, that is just the closest ones to where you are. Pushing on the door doesn't do anything. They're going to be upon you after like one more kind of action here. What do you want to do?
Well, I wanted to investigate to see if there's like something else I get out of like between what he said and then like the door.
Yeah, you can do that.
It would be investigation, right?
Yeah. Investigation. The door is your door. The door is more your door than it is these 3. But all 3 of you have ownership to the other side of this door. On this side of the door, it doesn't belong to anyone. Nobody has any command over it, and nobody...
Interesting.
But everyone has access to it. Everyone and everything ever, if they can find it, has access to it.
Oh no, that's horrific.
Can I start reciting the creed?
You can. What do you say?
The exact words. No.
What are the words?
I think I started saying it low at first because Una and Aura maybe don't know this, and I don't know this, and I don't know who knows this. Know me and fear me. My embrace is for all, and is patient, but sure. The dead can always find you. My hand is everywhere. There is no door I cannot pass.
The door opens. As you say those words, there's a brief moment, Ellie, where your hand is skeletal. And as you say, no, God, as you're about to finish the creed, the door opens for all 4 of you. There's a sudden stomach-turning sensation. The door opens, you're pulled in, and you tumble out the other side.
Oh.
You find yourselves again
Oh.
in a place that you've come to know as your boundary. Ellie, you stumble out the other side and say, "No, guard it!" and fall rolling over. Not quite the god of death yet.
Oh.
But there is no door that death cannot pass. His creed is yours.
Terrifying. Is everyone all right?
I think so. I think we all made it in one piece.
Yeah, I think so.
I look at the door.
Yeah. You, all 4 of you, tumble out into this boundary, and the door closes behind you. There are a couple of changes when you get here. Let me just sort this out for the stream. Is it this one? Yeah. Let me bring... I need to rejoin as a player. As you stand up and dust yourselves off, there's a bunch of dust on you. All of you seem to be covered in a dust that wasn't really on you before. Their boundary here remains almost exactly the same. Those kind of turning over stairways. It doesn't look small. It doesn't look large. It's mostly kind of white stone, it looks like, with gold inlays, very kind of celestial and regal looking, with these 4 doorways in it, these 4 areas that you first found yourselves in. There are 3 changes here. The green symbol, which was on the door, the arcane kind of symbol that was glowing upwards through the stone in front of Ellie's door here, is now golden in color. The red symbol is now green, which is in front of Aura's door, and the old eroded bath at the center of the room, which was previously kind of crumbling and ancient looking, appears to have been slightly repaired. Other than that, the sensation of this being a safe place, the sensation of that door being very locked, even though there might be an endless amount of creatures outside of it, they can never access it here, returns to you. That sensation that this place is is safe and healing, comfortable, all returns to you. You're pretty sure you're back in your boundary. You own this place. This is yours. You manifested it, created it, and you're very safe to take a moment to breathe, relax, and rest here. What do you guys do?
Holy crap. Oh, that was horrifying.
I think I need to rest for a bit.
Oh, I would
we
like
all
to
do.
just right on this cold floor.
Yeah, as I stumble out and I fall to the floor, I just kind of roll over my back and just like stare up at the ceiling. I don't notice any changes yet.
That's a great idea, Ellie. Just right here on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, my back.
Did I see what happened? Oh,
And I don't
Did you fall asleep?
Oh, yeah, instantly.
oh, did I? When I start seeing that she fell asleep, I'll look over at the others. Did you see?
And I look like I'm asleep with my eyes open. I like stop breathing and everything. I'm just like staring.
Did you see the dog?
I don't even want to go there. I almost can't believe that happened, but relieved as well that it did.
Your door is a literal nightmare, Ellie. Like it was like being in a nightmare.
I finally turn and I don't think it was that bad. You did a pretty good job. You could breathe. That's a positive.
True. I glance over at Bo's door again. It's still green. Does it have a green light above it?
Yes. So Bo's door. It has red. I don't know why it has red. I think it's because I've got multiple maps. Is actually green. Okay. Ignore that. I'll change it in a second. Suna's door still has the red symbol in front of it, and yours has the green symbol in it. So sorry, ignore the map for a second.
Okay. I'll just slide down to the ground, and I'm exhausted, so I'm gonna also just kind of lean on my arm and probably fall asleep very quickly.
Yep.
I just
anything?
bring out a lute and then I just start playing, hence the Song of Rest.
Yeah. What are you
And I just play until I fall asleep too.
playing a song
I
about
sit
anything
there and I
in
watch
particular?
them sleep.
A song I'm singing a song about how thank the gods we're still alive. And I could be
original.
I guess so, and I couldn't be more grateful to have friends like Suna, Aura, and Ellie.
Oh.
So Bo starts singing a song. It allows you to regain extra hit points on your short rest, but I assume you guys are doing a long rest. Again, resting takes half the time here. So if you do a short rest, it's only 30 minutes. If you do a long rest, it's only 4 hours. Some of you already only have to do 4 hours anyway, so it would be 2 hours for those of you that need that. But you'll need 4 hours at least, I think, for Tiefling Aura. So, and maybe Bo, actually. I can't remember if half-elves get you don't get trance, do you? You have to actually sleep. So I think you also have to sleep for. So, yeah, and you don't really need to sleep, but I don't think you guys have slept for a little while. I don't think you have a real sense of time either. It certainly time is starting to feel a little wobbly, I think, for you. For the one thing, you're pretty aware of the fact that this plane of existence, the boundary that you're in, is outside of the normal mortal bounds of time. For us on Earth, in the real world, time is measured by like spinning on axes and going around the sun and stuff like that. And it's very similar for Lacrin in that they use day cycles. You don't have that, and you haven't had it for ages. And also here in this boundary, it's a little bit like the hyperbolic time chamber from Dragon Ball, where you're in it and certain amounts of time are relative but change on the outside. You're aware of it. I don't think you're aware of what it is on any scientific level. Like, you don't know, like 1 minute passes in here and 3 passes outside, or if it's something like that. But you do know that it is certainly slowed on the outside for you in here. You can buy yourselves a little bit of time in here if you needed to, considering the snow is falling on the Kryn outside of your boundary here. That snow will kill everyone eventually. That is regardless of being in the Dying Order race, there is still a certain race against time. Eventually, that snow is the cataclysm that will slowly render all life on the Kryn, all mortal life, I should probably say. Most, that's that's really incorrect. It will kill everyone. Everyone's going to die, and it's going to be the snow that does it, but it's falling slower for you while you're here. Same can be said for the boundary that you were just in, the land of the dead that belonged to Merkel. Without knowing, a day has passed, you can't tell how long it's been since you last rested. You definitely feel tired and exhausted. Obviously, you don't all need sleep and stuff. But I'd highly recommend a long rest, first of all, just to metagame you a little. And you can spend a decent amount of time here preparing or discussing your next move. So, assuming you all kind of find some sort of way of resting here, you guys probably have sleeping bags and stuff as well, right? You guys probably have things that allow you to sleep. And even though Suna's kind of half probably...
I 100% don't pull that out, though.
Yeah.
I just lay down on the ground and rest. And Suna doesn't need sleep, so it's very strange that I actually fall asleep.
I'd say Ellie, she doesn't need sleep. I don't need sleep either, but I don't fall asleep. Instead, my mind is just going through everything that just happened and everything I just learned. And time goes really fast just because of that. I'm just too preoccupied.
Yeah. You probably also have like a blood stain down your face.
I just have permanent blood marks going down, tears of blood going down.
You're all dirty and covered in dust.
That's probably human bone dust, right?
Probably. Filth.
That's disgusting.
Is my hand skeletal now, or is it black again?
It's black again.
Okay.
Yeah, you look the same as you did pretty much when you went in, apart from bloodstains and dirt and stuff like that.
Huh.
I think someone has prestidigitation, and you've been cleaning yourselves that way, though, so I'm sure that whenever, I think it might be Bo, can do that as well in this time. So for the next few hours, you guys rest. Does anyone do anything specific or in particular that you want to note now? If not, we can kind of move forward through the rest. I'm assuming that Suna maybe wakes up and someone has put a sleeping bag around her or something like that. I don't know if anyone would have done anything like that. But...
Yeah, I would have probably made Suna and Aura a bit more comfortable. And
I think the way it would have went is you were playing the song and I was doing that. So,
okay, fair enough.
And so I was listening, and it was kind of soothing even me, who is a lifeless. And so I went and made them comfortable and then sat down.
Okay.
So, teamwork.
Yeah. So, anyone else doing anything crazy here? Anything specific during this time?
Other than snoring and farting, no. I'm good.
Okay.
No, I'm just sleeping.
I don't think I can do it. As a lifeless, I can just sit there and be aware, but I can't actually do anything walk around, right?
You don't have to sit still. You can kind of do anything on a short rest, as long as you're not doing anything that exerts a huge amount of energy, like casting spells or attacking things, or really doing anything that's strenuous.
If I walked around and just observed, but didn't investigate or anything, just
you can
observed.
Look around and check things out. You've got all the time in the world to do that.
I think I would start doing that about halfway through the long rest for them, and I would just start observing the changes to the area.
Yeah, and then you're probably well aware that that everything is almost exactly the same. The bath thing in the center, the pool, is slightly repaired it still looks super old, but where the edges were broken, cracked, and crumbling, there were even bits of stone that had fallen to the ground around it. They've gone, and they seem to have been put back into place. It's still old, chipped, and pockmarked. There's no art on it or anything like that. There's nothing to let you know where this came from or what it does. It's certainly not in as much of a state of disrepair as it was before. It appears to have, for all intents and purposes, healed a little bit. But I don't think it does anything different. Spending a little bit of time looking at it, messing with it, it looks like the same thing. It doesn't really, the repaired state doesn't betray anything of its purpose necessarily. But it still looks odd in the room compared to everything else. Everything else is meticulously and perfectly etched into place. All the slabs are perfectly aligned, whereas this looks old and eroded and completely out of place here. The rune underneath where your or on your pedestal, the plinth thing that you came in on, was previously green and for sure a different arcane symbol. Now it's golden in color. It's a very, very deep yellowy orange. I don't think you know what that means either, but you can probably guess. Aura's door has the same green symbol that was outside of yours previously and which is now currently outside of Bo's as well. Suuna's has a red symbol. Anything else specific you want to do?
No, I think I would just walk up to my symbol and then sit at it and wait for the others to wake up.
Yeah.
After observing this.
So a few hours pass. You guys get some rest. You deep in thought about whatever it is you need to think about. Those of you that sleep, do you dream?
I think I do, yes.
What do you dream of?
Probably that dream. The dream that started it all for me.
I need to remind myself of the specifics of that dream, but okay. Any other sleepers doing any dreaming?
I wake up and I feel sad, but I can't remember what I dreamed about. I know I dreamed, I just don't know about what.
Okay. Bo, did you sleep?
Yeah, I slept and I definitely had a dream. Probably a memory of my mother. I was probably laying on her lap and I was looking up and there she was and she was muttering something to me, but I couldn't quite catch what she was saying, but there was a bright light coming down from her face. I believe she was trying to tell me something that would aid me, but I couldn't quite catch it. And now that I'm awake, I'm pondering what it might have been.
Okay. Ellie, roll me 3 perception checks.
Okay. Great. I did great.
during their sleeps, there is an oddity that happens. You notice Suuna shuffle at one point. The area around where she is sleeping is white stone slab. You can see texture to the stone. You can see that it has this gold inlay to it along each of these meticulously placed grouted slabs, kind of perfectly made, beyond, again, anything that you would expect from any sort of super dwarf mason or anything like that. The best masons in the world probably wouldn't be able to create this as far as you're aware and your knowledge. You've never seen anything put together this well before. None of you would have done. For the briefest moment, the area around Suuna where she sleeps shifts and changes. It's almost like a shimmer and a trick of your eyes. It probably makes you feel like you didn't even see it. The stone goes from being meticulously placed masonry with gold etching to just pretty plain white slabbed stone. More white than it is here. If here it's closer to kind of a cream color, this is a pure white. Chipped and pockmarked, old and eroded. just the area in around where she is, as she suddenly shifts and maybe mumbles and groans in her sleep. You blink and it's gone. And that's it. I don't think you make anything of it either. It doesn't necessarily mean anything to you unless it means anything to you right now as Pocket. There isn't a check that you can make that would help you figure out what it is that happened here. But you do see it. And you can assume whatever you want of it, or you can believe you didn't see it if you want, because it was that quick. After a few hours, though, everybody, you are at full health, which is now ridiculously high for each of you. You get all of your abilities back, and spells. You get all of your spell slots back. And let me just do one more thing that I remember I wanted to do for you. Aura sheet, I'm going to add... I'm just going to click off of this KPP 1 second. I'm going to add a thing here that is your small portal gun that you have, just to keep an eye on what it is. After a few hours you wake up and again you feel good, and although you've slept on stone, maybe somebody wrapped a thing around you to make you feel better. And although you haven't eaten, although you didn't drink any water, when you wake up, you feel very refreshed, as if you've drunk plenty of water, and that you feel like you've eaten a meal. You could eat more, but you don't feel hungry. You feel as if you've had a good night's sleep, even if you wake up and you feel like you had nightmares. Your body feels rested, and it doesn't feel at all like you've slept on stone. On cold, hard slabs that it maybe does feel like underfoot. It feels like you're waking up out of a nice feather bed. Your body doesn't have those aches that you would get after sleeping on a hard surface. You just feel good. The boundary here has nourished you and brought you back to whatever your perception of feeling good is, and peak physical performance. You're looking at it. One by one, each of you wakes up. Yes, you're still dirty though.
Okay.
Unless Bo has secretly cleaned you all in some way in the night, like a dog licking grime off of your face while you sleep.
Don't tell them that, Brad.
I think Bo is the only one with thaumaturgy though, which is the magical remove all dust and blood and dirt thing. It doesn't fix your clothes if you've got any wounds or cuts or rips to your clothing, but it will clean you, and clean stuff as well. It cleans dishes and stuff. It's the best spell ever, and I would love it in real life.
That would be
I would
so
say
lovely.
you're all still dirty, but you're very well rested. Each of you, waking up from a sleep, and Ellie, you all feel like this place is nourished.
Good morning. How did everyone sleep? I feel like a brand new woman.
I'm just comfortably, like, whoever kind of made me cozy last night, I'm more cozied up, and Buns is on my horn, and I'm just feeding little mealworms to Buns. I look over at Suna. How did you sleep?
Wonderfully. I don't usually sleep as well. It was great.
Who I look at Ellie and Bo. Did one of you give me this? Pointing to the blanket.
I point to Ellie.
Oh,
He
Ellie.
played you a song, or I tucked you in.
Oh,
Nice and cozy, just like old days.
thank you.
And I start walking down from the stairs, and as everybody's waking up, I point to Aura, and I say, "Your door's green now."
Yeah, but should we finish Bo's first?
It's probably a good idea.
Oh yeah, I'm just letting you know, if you have any idea of what could maybe be behind there. I mean, I guess we could have probably guessed what was going to be in my door.
Oh, absolutely.
So if we could guess what's in your door, imagine, based on everything I know about you and where you lived, it's nature.
I mean, in theory, that would make sense if Bo is water, yours was
Death.
I look over at Suna, and it gets my mind gear, like my gears start turning. Maybe we should start thinking about what Suna's door might be too.
Well, I'm not even supposed to be here, so I have no idea what's behind my door.
I swear if we go back to Death's Bell on your door, I'm going to be so mad. That was awful.
I look at Suna. Did you have a companion?
I did. Did you see that?
Just glimpses.
Yeah. I just felt like there was something in the distance that I could call to. I could probably do it again now if I wanted to.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe not now.
Maybe save it.
Maybe
later.
All
right.
Yeah.
Wasn't it ugly? The ugliest thing you've ever seen.
I thought it was kind of cute.
Toby.
Oh.
Right?
You know, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I only saw glimpses.
Yeah, no, it's atrocious. It's got teeth that are green and gross, and yeah, no, it's very scary, very frightening, very gross.
It protected us, right?
Right. Well, that part might not be like Toby in real life, but
wait, what?
I named him Toby after my neighbor. You know, Toby, the one I'm always talking about. That's right.
Yeah, I thought you wanted to kill him.
Well, I mean, it's a hideous dog, and I get to tell it to do whatever I want.
That makes sense.
It's perfect, really. I'm delighted, really.
Well, I feel like Suna's door might be full of dogs and dust.
Do you think it's Toby?
Oh, I don't think Suna's door is going to be full of dogs. It's going to be full of...
No, I mean, do you think the real Toby is behind my door? My nemesis?
You can only hope, because then you'll get revenge. But what if it's something else?
What if it's a cook-off? I lost the last one. What if it's a town cook-off in City?
What kind of god would I have? And then I'm going to start thinking about my knowledge of gods.
Okay. You can give me a religion check, even, not attack.
Okay. Religion attack.
Religion attack, players. I mean,
13.
13. So in BAME, your family that you were kind of adopted into, I think you said they weren't necessarily religious, but the people of BAME are religious to, mostly to the goddess Chauntea, which is the goddess of kind of agriculture. If you remember, there was a statue in town of a depiction of her. There is really not a huge there's not like a cathedral or a church or anything that necessarily anybody there would visit, but for the most part they seemed to be people would have had a lot of different religions. Not a lot of people, even in Alexandria in general, have one singular god that they pray to. A lot of them will pray to different gods. But most present in your hometown of BAME, there was a lot of farmers and a lot of people that believe in agriculture and fertility and things like that. So it was about replanting trees. There was a logging industry there, and they would replant the trees and rotate the crops and things. There were lots of different farmers on the outskirts of BAME that grew different things all year round. And Chauntea is the one goddess that you would know a lot about, but that's the I guess the nurture answer. I don't know if your family would have been religious. Probably, if they were, they'd be religious. Your ranger heritage would give you ties to nature-based gods. Maybe Myliki, which is the goddess of nature, most predominantly in Alexandria. Your mother god, not really one I would imagine that. I'm just seeing if I added the gods to your handouts here. Oh, I did. Here you go. Here you go. Now, these are the gods that you all know about very commonly. These are the deities that are very present. I can't really show that too well for the stream. So, you would have this knowledge. All of you would probably have it. be no different to not necessarily being religious here in the real world, but knowing about Sikhism, you know what I mean? That kind of a thing. You've heard of it, you understand generally who worships what where, and you kind of have an idea of it. So if you look on there for like knowledge domain, Azuth is the god of wizards, so probably not there. God of writing, Denir, probably maybe you would have heard of if you had a religious librarian. Mistra is the goddess of magic, but a big famous one, not necessarily. Ogma is another one that librarians might pray to, but I can't imagine that they do, or that your parents did. I don't think.
Did you say we would all have a general idea of this?
Yes, you'd all have a general idea of these gods here and what they're about.
Well, what about isn't there a goddess of the forest?
Well, there's a couple. The one where I come from, the fertility and agriculture, but I doubt that we're gonna go in there and be like, oh, hoe this field. I mean, maybe.
I suppose so.
Unless you're looking to get pregnant as well, because you want to be fertile and and never mind.
I mean
that can be a challenge,
Yeah.
So it might be.
I don't know about my fertility. I haven't.
Well, maybe how sometimes in these folklores and all that, how it's like someone needs to birth the prophet. Am I
gonna get pregnant in there?
I hope. I'm not if you don't want to.
Listen,
okay. Well, there's also
childbirth is a gift.
I know, but I don't just want to go in a door and then bam, I have that birth and a godchild.
Why not? It takes half of the challenge out of it.
Thank the gods I'm a man.
Yeah, honestly.
Now listen here. Just because you're a man doesn't mean you're not responsible and involved in the process.
What?
I mean, there's also some goddess of the forest, Maliki, and then I know there's
the one. Man, I knew it started with an M.
There's a Sylvanus. He's a god of wild nature.
Ooh, that
sounds
fun.
more like in tune with what we'd run into based on our two doors.
I mean, I also somehow, Suna too, we can control time a little bit, and then also I can.
Gift though, we stole that technically, right?
Yeah, I can make portals. What if there's a god of portals?
Well, that's terrifying.
That would be interesting.
Forever. Well, how about this? I think that we should continue thinking about it, but perhaps we tackle what we know first.
So we go back in his door.
Stronger. Yes. Okay. I feel much stronger this time around.
Do we have a plan for the big ball thing?
What about me?
It seemed pretty powerful. Oh yeah, and I guess you need to breathe. That's right.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem last time.
Just, I feel it in my old bones that we've got it this time. I know we're all a lot stronger. I think we can tackle this one. Just trust me.
Can you help her with the breathing?
I think I can.
Well, all right.
Just you both.
But do we have an actual attack plan, like on the ball? Like kill the little balls first if they're back. I don't know. It might
be a completely different situation. You're right. I had not considered that. Well, I think we'll just communicate when we're there. What if it is a different situation? If it's the same one, we'll take all the little ones out first and then go for the big guy.
Okay, Bo, I'm gonna say this then. We should just go attack it. It clearly was not very nice and was hostile, not like reasoning with it. I saw you yelling a lot. Don't really know what it was saying, but I don't think we can reason with it. We should just try to.
Well, how about we let Bo decide what we do?
Oh yeah, of course. This is just my advice. This is my advice.
Right.
No, I agree with you all. It was not being reasonable. It was not willing to talk. It was giving me attitude. So I say, we kick its butt.
Oh my, Bo. It's quite the confidence you've gained there.
I pat him on the back. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Can we just pop the bubbles?
No, I think we gotta attack him. I don't want to. Wasn't it doing electric moves? Am I remember that wrong?
No, it was very much so using lightning.
I don't think I want to get close to something that can use lightning.
especially underwater.
Yeah.
It'd be
Okay.
a mistake.
So I would just attack it from range.
Can we just drain it? Is there a way to drain it, or
I wonder if we could. What just happened?
or make the water move to one area so that it?
It was pretty deep
Was that real
underwater.
Oh,
What is happening?
What's the matter
Is
with
the audio fucking up, or is it just me?
you? Just you.
I hear it, yeah.
I hear too.
Oh.
Okay.
No. I hear everything normal. Sorry.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, okay.
Katie froze for a second.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
my
she
internet-
Did. She froze for a bit. Okay. All right.
I'm
just
back?
Like what just
Yeah, you're
happened?
back.
Bo,
All right.
you were very aware of what the situation was in terms of how much water was behind your door.
Yep.
The answer is a ridiculous amount. It felt like you were deep under the sea, but the sea was even larger than it is on Lacrin. It felt like you were on a place that was almost entirely covered in water, and that the water was deeper than it would be. If you removed all of the land from Lacrin, or in fact, even if you kept it, but made more water available on the planet, that's what it felt like. It felt like twice as much water was on Lacrin as there is currently on Lacrin right now. That's the level of, you don't know if you're on Lacrin, right? You don't know what his
Right.
boundary is, but it's that amount. Like, imagine Earth if we just went double the amount of water right now, and that's it. Like a flooded planet. A huge amount of water there. And even when you were in the water, you had a good sensation of how much of it there was, and that you were also very deep underneath the water when you got there. Surfacing is obviously possible, but kind of whatever, you know.
I would then explain to Aura, Ellie, and Suna that was what it was like when we were there. That I had no sense of there being land, that we were just deep in the water, and it felt almost endless, like the world we were in was just water.
Planar travel is what it sounds like to me. Just like we were in Death's Dominion there for Ellie. We must be maybe on an elemental plane of water or something like that.
Well, you mess with the water. You can do things with it, attack people with it. So I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
It does. It does indeed.
Still makes me curious about what your door will have soon, because
Well, again, maybe nothing. I'm not even supposed to be here, so
I swear to God, if Toby is behind your door,
I will run in the other direction. I hate that man.
no, I'll keep you there. I'll help you. Don't worry. Well, we got that.
Right. Well, because the thing is when you're face to face with him, you know, I just fall silent, and then it's hours later that what I should have said comes to my mind.
What if I just punch him?
Well,
No daggers.
I
Just punch
don't know if you should punch him.
I kind of want to punch him.
see,
Hell, he's an old man.
what did he
Oh.
do to you?
Oh, so many things. I could tell you so many stories. He's just a thorn in my side, all right?
Donna, do you
She
love
can
him?
do thorns.
When I what?
You can do thorns.
Are you in
If
love
he's a
with
thorn in
Toby?
your-
No, how dare you
Oh
suggest
my
such a
God, you're
thing?
in love with
No,
Toby.
now listen here.
Oh my-
No,
That's why you
that's
named your
why you
dog
named
after
your
him.
That's why you're in denial.
It all
when I was a
just
boy,
clicked.
when I was younger, I had a crush on a boy, and I did the same thing.
we're not talking about this anymore. This is not a thing that we're going to talk about, all right?
No,
Just
I
go
think
through the
safe with
door of
me.
water.
Figured out a lot.
I'm so warm. I think I'm having a hot flash.
Oh, you're in love with Toby.
Oh my God.
That's just called blushing. You're embarrassed. You're in love with him.
No.
Mm. Mhm.
Nope. He's a cranky old man, and I hate him, and he grows terrible crops.
Okay, I won't punch him. You're in love with him. I get it. And I
we
start
just go
walking
through
to
the door?
Bo's door.
All right. And I lean over to Suna. I did the same thing to Klex when we were younger. It's okay.
I do not love him. All right? I'm insisting.
All right. Okay. I don't mean to assume. Then I just smile at her, and then I start heading towards Bo's door as well.
I just start muttering and start busting into song. It's okay to be in love. And I just
Bo, don't
start
you start.
walking towards the door. All right, are we ready?
No.
Never been more ready in my life.
Oh, I mean, yes.
Aura, do you want to take buns with you?
No, it's water filled.
Check in. What do you do about that?
Well, Buns is always on my horn usually. So I'll put my finger up and pull him in front of me and just say, you have to stay here now, and just I look up. There's no way for him to get out, right?
No.
Like even if we died in there?
Yes.
Oh my.
I mean, if
I
you
know
die in there underwater, he's probably gonna die too, so it's safer.
Yeah, so I'm definitely just gonna whisper to him, this is where you'll stay now, but I'm gonna take the mealworms I have, and I'm gonna take them off my belt, and I'm gonna lay him out so he can eat.
All right. Give me an animal handling check. Oh, wow.
3.
What's wrong with you, pretending like you're going to drown an animal?
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, no, that's not what happened.
Yeah, Brad made promises.
Yeah.
Right. What's happening right now?
Don't worry. It is literally physically impossible for Buns to take damage. No matter what happens, it's completely outside of the game, and I don't care about that. But this is what does happen. Buns flies away from you, flies towards your door, Aura, touches it, and vanishes.
No!
I'm gonna grab the mealworms, probably spilling some and tucking it back in. I'm running to my door.
Oh no!
And that's where we go to a break.
Holy shit!
Okay. All right. You had to roll lower than a 5 for that to happen, and I also had to roll for Buns to roll lower than a 5 for that to happen. So that's fun, because I realized last time that I didn't ask you what happens to Buns when we went underwater, and it didn't matter because I just went, okay, he's fine, but I needed an answer for that this time. And now your door is open. Okay.
Holy shit!
New plan.
Also, can I just say that it has been on my sheet that I'm secretly in love with Toby.
I
I'm so fucking glad that KBP figured that out.
That is so good. So good.
And it makes sense for Katie to figure that out because Ellie's never been in love.
Oh,
Like, yeah, I'll punch him, and then she's like, "You're in love," and I'm like, "Oh,
that's what
that never
is.
crossed my mind."
That's what that is. All right. Well, we're going to go to a short break here. We'll be back in a few minutes. Go grab yourself some mealworms. Go check that you have full control over your Robin, and it doesn't fly towards a door and vanish. And don't forget to check out the link under the stream for links towards the Black Lives Matter movement that we've been supporting this week. And we'll continue to forever get involved. And after the break, we will see what the fuck you lot do as Aura runs off. Aura just bails out on the plan.
I guess we're going to another door.
I had a plan. You had a plan. But this is D&D. And dice rolls happen. See you in a few minutes.
Bye.
Bye. Wow, okay. Hello, everybody. We've returned. There was a moment there where no one was on the screen and it was terrifying. Welcome back. Let's continue, shall we? Back on over to the boundary over here. Y'all start running over towards the door that that is in front of where Aura came out of the, or came up into the original boundary. So, Aura, you just run over there, yeah?
I audibly screamed, and then I'm sure they see me gathering up like mealworms, spilling mealworms everywhere. Just said, Buns, guys, Buns is a door! And then I'm just going to run at the door. And because we were just in Death's door, and because I've seen what's in Beau's door, I'm going in after Buns because I do not want anything to happen to him.
No hesitation, no studying the door, not looking through the crack like.
Oh hell no! I'm just going in.
Just run out the door and when what touch it.
From what I saw, Buns just went right through it. Correct?
From what you saw, Buns went out the door and just disappeared. It didn't open or anything like that. You just saw him vanish.
Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand out in front of me, and I'm running very quickly at the door, but I'm going to see if I can
pull a bird. You're running to the door like birds do. It's terrible.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to run at the door with my hand out, and I'm assuming I'll go right through it, but I'm not really thinking about these doors don't really abide by normal physics. So
yeah, no, they don't. As soon as you touch the door, the other three who are behind you but moving towards you, all four of you feel that sensation of the stomach turning over. You're just it feels like you are whipped from this place and pulled immediately to another one. For you, Aura, it maybe feels like the door opens for a moment, and on the other side, whatever you might be expecting, you don't see, I don't think, and you, all four of you, stumble now as if you were just 1 second ago here running after Aura, or Aura about to open a door, and you stumble out into a very interesting, strange-looking environment. You each fall through the door, a stomach-turning moment before you appear in a plain room. There is a strange-looking, a strangely plain-looking room here. The masonry of what you had before is gone. The ground underneath foot feels soft, like carpet, but there is no carpet there. It just looks like plain white nothingness. It would appear at first maybe to just be a single slab of stone, but feels soft under toe. Very strange. Around you are 4 walls, differently colored painted walls. One wall is green, one is white, one is yellow, and one is orange. At the center of the room, there are 4 scrolls bound up tight. Buns is on top of the scrolls, pecking at one of them. Sitting in the middle of the room, pecking at them.
I'm rushing over to Buns,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna see what he's pecking at. But I'm gonna pick him up. Be like, what are you doing? Why would you do that to me? You know that I can't. And I'm talking to him.
You and trying to just excitedly, as if he's acting the same way he would as if you were at home.
I don't understand why you just wouldn't just leave like that. You just don't do that, Buns. It scares me. And so I'm talking to him, and I'm mindlessly touching the scroll that he was pecking at while he's flying around my head.
Can I pick the scroll up that she's like not really looking at, but she's kind of looking at?
There's 4 on the ground. You could each pick one up if you wanted.
Yeah. Okay, you pick that one. I'll pick up a different one. I'll pick up the one next to it. One of the ones next to it.
I'll take the one that Buns was picking at, but I'm looking up at him, and he seems okay, correct? Like he seems fine?
Seems completely fine. It seems as if nothing is different. It literally just seems as if you were still in the boundary, or you were at home, or something very casual.
I'm sorry, everybody. I didn't. Mine's kind of boring. I guess that's okay.
No need to apologize.
I just didn't know what he was flying into.
It's all right. It's completely understandable.
Yes, and we best not judge a book by its cover. We still don't know what is to come.
Is this
That's right.
puzzle? This is another. I'm terrible at these. I don't like these.
Well, we don't know yet. What was Bo picking at there, Aura?
I'm gonna open the scroll.
All right. In a way, it looks like this, but it's on the scroll. You unroll it, and it's kind of old parchment, very old-looking paper, relatively tough to unfurl at first, but as it comes apart, it feels no different to any other scroll that you might find on the street. Inside, as you unroll it, you can see an image. It is of this creature. Everyone give me nature checks. Suna, you get advantage.
19.
19 from Ellie, 11 from Bo, 9 from Aura. You all recognize it as a frog of some sort. Suna, you recognize it as a tree frog.
It's a tree frog.
These are all over
How
the jungle
adorable.
of CT. They make strange noises. And
What kind of noises? Can I try to replicate them?
You absolutely may.
Do I just make up whatever sounds they make?
I'm hoping you're going to do that right now.
It's a tree frog. They have them where I've been living. It's like a. It sounds like somebody's talking in the distance, almost. And then when they're going together, it's like. It's like they're singing. It's great.
Is that really what it sounds
laugh
like?
at her.
Yeah, that's if you heard that happening and then me, you'd think it was the same thing.
Oh,
Spitting.
okay. That's good to know. I mean, maybe that will come in handy with this.
Yeah, you remember that sound because I'm not repeating that one. And I pick up another scroll and I open it for her.
Yeah, you open this scroll as well. Everyone give me nature checks.
That's 18.
Opens one.
20.
Wow.
Not 20.
Nat
Also.
20.
Not that that matters.
I don't know my
Oh,
animals.
it actually very much does.
Oh, all right then.
Okay, so 18, 20, natural 20, and the 18. When you open up this scroll in Ellie's hands, or when Ellie opens it up, you see a hare, a depiction of a bunny rabbit. Very specifically, it's an Arctic hare. 20 and 18, Aura and Suna, you recognize that.
Oh, it's an Arctic hare.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a frog.
Tree frog. Yeah.
Tropical. This is wintry. Arctic hare. I think it has to do with seasons. Seasons or.
Oh, this is fun. What's the next one? Ellie, open yours.
Oh, I just opened mine. Mine was the
The hare.
Yeah, mine was the hare.
I mean, I there's just probably 2 scrolls on the ground. Unless did you pick one up?
No. So
Okay.
with that, I then take it and then I unravel, revealing
all
the scroll.
recognize this one without a nature check.
Oh,
So
is that Buns?
It's a
Robin.
buns.
Is that your? Yeah. Is that?
It's a robin. Buns is a robin.
Huh.
We know what that sounds like. No one needs to replicate it.
And then you can hear Buns just out and proudly tweeting.
Yes,
Lest we forget he's there. Okay, Buns, we know. I'm a little mad at Buns just because he flew in here without my permission. but I'm also like that parent who's relieved when they find their child.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll pick up the last one on the ground unless Suna picked it up.
Oh no, I'm just standing here in amazement. It's all right.
And
All right,
I'll
everyone,
hastily unroll it.
Nature checks on this one.
I think that I'm not gonna do the nature check because I don't think Ellie knows nature very well. And
Yeah, I don't know. You might have seen. They're not like the most uncommon creatures of all
Okay.
time necessarily. You might still just have knowledge, you know. I've
Yeah.
never seen a tree frog, but I know what a tree frog is. You know what I mean?
But okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like if it's like
Books or
a
whatever.
dog, but you don't know what kind.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, let's see, 16, 6, 22, and 12. So, you all recognize this one, actually, even on the 6. If my computer wants to show it. It's a goose.
Oh,
Oh, I knew I recognized that beastie.
honk! That's what
Hey.
those ones do.
I was attacked by a goose once.
I was
Really?
too. Uh-huh.
What?
They can be
Oh, my
very
lunch.
mean.
Yeah, I think I kicked one once on accident.
What? That's
Ah.
horrific.
They attack you. Did you not just hear what she said? They're mean. Those
Yeah, but
things
the-
are mean.
Bruised my legs up real good.
Yeah.
What?
They're
Yeah,
vicious.
I have
man.
never heard of such a
They're
thing.
bigger than
happening.
you
Teeth.
think they'd be
That's-
too.
They have
That's
teeth.
I'm sorry, but you're pulling my leg. That's absurd.
Okay, I just
Please
hope you
don't
never
attack
are
people.
alone with a pack of geese or
Flock.
whatever
I
the
think is what
flock.
they-
Flock. Yes, that's a flock is the
Sound
correct
like
term.
rabid dogs.
Worse than rabid dogs.
They can be scary. They'll gang up on you.
Okay, now that's going a little too far.
And they can fly in your face.
Okay. Well,
That's why you kick them.
no.
Well, I mean, you just try to avoid them. I wouldn't. Don't kick them. They don't know any better.
Avoidable. Yeah, they do.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I hope I never see this horrific goose ever.
I'm surprised we didn't see these in my door because honestly, they're pretty evil.
Now, stop it, Ellie. You are
I'm
pulling.
being
my
real.
leg
They're
now.
evil.
No, I.
Pretty sure they're evil.
You are pulling my leg.
I'm with Ellie on this one.
That's not you two, Bo.
While they were
I'm
talking about this,
smiling, though.
I'm gonna look around the room to see if there's anything else besides these scrolls on the ground.
There is not. There are just 4 walls, a ceiling, and a floor. Above you, the ceiling is plain white. The floor is plain white. The walls, again, there is a green wall, a white wall, a yellow wall, and an orange wall. Looking at them, they appear to be painted. When you get close enough, it does look as if somebody has painted them. There are very light brush strokes. There are areas where it's kind of chipped. But it doesn't look right. It looks odd to you, I think, looking at it. It looks like it's probably very old, maybe. That's
I
really
think we have
though.
to
Plain room.
put the right animal on the right wall because someone
Yeah, it
painted
seems
this.
like it. The tree frog can go on
Green?
the green wall. Yeah, yes, I think so. And then
Yellow robin on yellow wall
yeah, and then the horrific goose creature.
goes
The
in the
orange one?
trash.
Well, there's an orange one. I think we should maybe put it on that.
Put it on the orange
Oh, yeah,
one,
that
and
makes sense.
then the rabbit would go on the white, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess.
Makes sense to me.
All
I
right.
look up at Buns to see if
Let's
Buns
do
is
it.
doing anything.
What does Buns normally do at home?
Oh, he goes out and explores and he comes home. Or he'll just land on my
He's inside.
horn and... All right. Well,
Doing
inside,
that.
he's gonna... I mean, he probably just land on my horn and I'll go around and I'll start... Is there a way to paste these onto the wall? Like if I take the frog and put it on the green wall, like does it adhere to it or...
How do you do it? Yeah, what are you doing?
I
Specifically?
grabbed all the scrolls. And I'm like walking over to the green wall and then I'll take the frog one and I'll just start like unrolling it onto the wall.
Yeah, the depiction of the animal is transferred to the wall. You kind of just push it onto the wall and pull it back. You
like
can
a temporary tattoo.
see exactly the same thing. It does remain on the scroll also, but it does appear on the wall as if it's just
Wow.
been copied onto the wall as well.
Oh, look at that.
Wow, that is some magic. That's
I'll
very
hand-
cool.
The scrolls to all the others. Say, do you want to try it?
Oh, I'm good. I'll just walk. I mean, this is your room after all.
Yeah.
I'll help. And I grab the scroll that I had, the hair,
Yeah, which one you put
and walk
down?
over to the white wall.
Okay. Same thing, yeah. You push the scroll up against the wall, and the image of the hair is depicted now on the white wall, wherever it is that you pushed it onto it.
And then I'm gonna do the goose on the orange wall, and then the robin on the yellow wall.
I would like to ready an action, please.
Okay.
In the event that something attacks Aura or anyone else in the party, I would like to ready a lightning bolt spell.
Okay. Lightning bolt.
Thank you.
You have lightning bolt now?
I do.
Oh God. Literal Kamehameha spell. So.
That's why I'm not helping. I'm kind of really keeping an eye out and trying to be prepared.
So you put the robin onto the green wall. No, the
the yellow
onto
wall.
the green wall. The robin onto the yellow wall. The goose onto the orange wall, and the Arctic hare onto the white wall.
Yeah.
Okay. You do that. Nothing happens.
Okay, I'm gonna try trading out. Well, okay, so did it adhere to the wall?
Yes.
On the orange and the yellow wall? Okay. I'm gonna switch out the goose and the robin and put the robin on the orange wall and the goose on the yellow wall.
Okay. Robin goes onto the orange wall. You push the depiction of the robin onto the orange wall where there is currently a goose. The goose vanishes. Even if you don't put it over it or put it somewhere else, the goose on the wall disappears and the robin is left behind. And the same thing when you go to the other wall. So it's now robin on the orange wall, tree frog on green, goose on yellow, Arctic hare on white, and nothing happens.
Interesting.
Well, can I roll like a nature or an investigation or something to see if I can perceive what each of the colors might represent?
You can roll a nature check.
An 8.
8. You have the exact same amount of knowledge as you have as KPP right now.
Okay, cool. I don't know. It's not working. I don't know. I guess we could put the goose on the white wall because it's a white goose.
Well, this is strange. I do think the bunny belongs in white because, it's completely white.
But we got more white than just this wall. Then I point to the ceiling that's also
true.
white. And isn't the floor white as well?
Yep.
Well, what if white represents the Arctic and the green represents the forest?
Hmm. Oh.
And orange represents the desert?
Wouldn't yellow represent a desert?
Shit. I don't know. Perhaps.
Would orange represent hell? 'Cause that's where I feel like I am right now.
That's where the goose would go.
Where?
Oh,
no,
that's what I was. Okay.
We did try that.
So tree frog, trees, but it comes from a rainforest, correct?
Right. Well,
He has orange on him, but I kind of feel like he's got a lot of green on him, and he comes from. You said
he
he comes
does
from
have
trees.
orange on him, but green didn't work for him. We could try orange.
I'm gonna switch goose is going on.
The robin may be on the green because
That's what I was
trees.
thinking. Yeah. So let's put the robin over on the green, and then I'm gonna leave the rabbit where it is, and then I guess we'll put the tree frog on the orange and the goose on the yellow.
Okay. So, tree frog, orange. Placing the robin.
Green.
And then you're putting robin on green.
Mm-hmm.
And then goose on yellow.
Yes. Yeah.
Hare on white.
Yes.
Nothing happens.
Right.
I'm gonna say what Ellie said, and while I have the hair, I'm gonna put it on the ground and see if anything happens.
Yeah, it doesn't transfer.
Okay. All right. Well,
Well, if it's not that, what else could it be? What else do colors symbolize? Like maybe it's seasons, right?
yeah, I think
Like summer, spring, fall,
winter.
and winter, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So Robin is spring.
So that's still green, right?
Mhm. Yeah, and then Arctic hare would be winter. So it's the goose and the tree frog. So how about the goose and fall? So I'll put the goose on the orange wall.
Right,
yeah.
and then the green, the tree frog would be in summer. Absolutely.
In summer. So then I'm going to
Yellow.
put him on the yellow wall.
So Suna knows that the tree frogs, you hear them in summer.
Mm.
Right.
The robin represents spring. The goose flies south in the fall. And the Arctic hare is an Arctic hare. Once you change the combination to be robin on green, tree frogs on yellow, goose on orange, Arctic hare on white,
I dare you to say nothing happens.
something's gonna
Oh.
happen, all right.
Oh dear God.
Oh.
Immediately, when the last image is put onto the wall, there's a sudden rush of wind from below. You are each instantly lifted up into the air. It's instant. As soon as the depiction of the animal transfers, you suddenly turn upwards and you're being pulled upwards. Aura, you recognize this sensation. This is exactly the same feeling as what happened to you previously. You guys are lifted quickly up into the air, and as you fly upwards, the ceiling is now gone, and before you is a huge open sky. There is natural sunlight, very clear and above you. It lights up a set of white clouds. Buns is flying directly upwards, lifted by the winds. He's moving even quicker. The wind rushing about you is filled with a voice that speaks to you and says,
Well, we meet again, Tiefling. I didn't think I'd be seeing you again so soon, but here we are.
all of you can hear it. You're just tumbling upwards. There's nothing to grab onto, not really much to purchase yourselves. Maybe you're grabbing at your clothes or your items as you're being dragged upwards. The room below you disappears. It almost kind of washes away as you hit the first of the clouds, and you're now in amongst the clouds. The wind lifting you upwards. You hear that voice again, all of you. Although Aura, it appears to be speaking to you. The voice says,
Stronger than you'd look, I wager. Right. Off we go then. I'll take you some other way, but you'll have to figure out your own way after autumn, I'm afraid. Rightio. Climb aboard then. Bring your wee friends. There's plenty of room. I'm Sean DeCole. I'm the rider of the winds.
Suddenly above where you are, the clouds part and a tremendously large winged creature appears. Somewhere between a wyvern and a bird, white and grey feathers. There's a big beak underneath a single blue eye that you can see from one side as this thing kind of turns towards you and you're lifted up towards it. It has a very long tail that's kind of reptilian in nature underneath all of the feathers. And it has this very kind of natural flat horn, which I have been assured by Tuesday Grey is known as a mandible plate. It has a big glowing red chest like a giant robin, and it pulses in time with its heartbeat. It looks a little bit something like this creature here.
Wow. What?
But it's enormous. You're roughly probably the size of one of its eyes. It turns its body towards you, and all of you are kind of pulled up onto this thing. Everyone give me dex saving throws to grab on to a piece of this before you're lifted beyond where it is.
At 24.
7.
15.
24, 15, 7. Who am I missing? Ellie. 14. 3 of you grab on. Sooner, you missed this.
I am shocked. This is amazing.
You
Can
fly
I roll
past
athletics to try and catch her?
Woo-hoo-hoo.
You can, yeah. Give me an athletics check, sure.
I tried, but I
You
failed.
grab at her, but she just slides past out of your grip, and you fly onwards above it. The huge head of this thing kind of sees you go upwards and fly above where these guys are. They all grab onto these huge feathers, and you kind of nestle yourselves in. Once you find yourselves on the back of this thing, the 3 of you that grab on, the effect of the wind kind of disperses, and you now feel like gravity returns, and you're sitting on the back of this enormous creature. However, Suna keeps flying upwards. The large creature kind of watches Suna go and flies upwards after it. The 3 of you that are on its back feel it now as it thrusts with these 2 huge wings, and the power of this thing, it suddenly moves upwards and it lurches upwards towards where Suna is. Suna, this thing kind of from below you suddenly moves up towards where you are. You are able now to try and grab onto the side of it, reaching out. You grab onto the wings of this creature, and
Oh my gosh.
the thing then kind of arcs, and the gravity sets in. Each of you on different parts of this thing, but essentially on its back. It's enormous. It's like the size of a plane or something like that. As you're all sitting on the back of it, it's comfortable. It's warm as well, like it's alive. It's not like a horrible cold thing or anything like that. But it's very chilly up here where you are if you feel cold. The creature then begins to slowly descend and kind of glide, but it feels as if it's moving away from where you were going. It turns its head back towards where you all are, checking that all of you are on its back. It looks towards you, Aura, and fixes you with this giant blue eye. It says,
Your people, they worship me like some sort of god. I don't know why. You know, I'm just what I am now, a mount, I took to the skies once, and I flew higher than I've ever been before.
turns its head back around and begins to just kind of gently descend again. Moving quite quickly, you're all kind of holding on to this thing as it tells its story. It says,
I took to the skies under me master's orders. We flew up ever so high, we did. But I don't know why. And one day she was gone. I've been flying around ever since. You haven't seen her, have you?
turns back around to look at you.
Have I seen her?
I don't think you've seen anyone else, have you?
No, I'm sorry, I haven't seen her.
Well, who's your master?
I don't know.
What did she look like?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know. Don't know.
You don't need a master, though.
No, I suppose not. Hey, I can't find her, but I know she's out there okay. I feel it in me heart.
There's a pulse of red from underneath where the chest of this creature is. It flies for a little while in silence. You guys are on its back. What do you do?
Well, we'll try to help you, just as you're helping us. Thank you very much for the ride, by the way. This is magical.
I will. That's the boss's orders.
We'll try to find her.
Wait a minute. You said you had a boss. Who's this boss you're talking about?
Well, he doesn't know.
I don't know.
You said that's the boss's orders, though. So, maybe tell us a little bit about this boss. Do you know anything about that boss? Why'd they want you to fly them people around and stuff?
Let's see. First, I'm gonna take you over to Spring.
And what's in spring?
Sapling.
I look at Aura.
Do you know what a sapling is, right? A baby tree.
No, I know what a sapling is. What does that mean, though? Does that mean anything to you?
I mean, I grew up in all things that nature encaptures. I don't know if this is symbolism or something.
Well, we'll know when we get there. Let's just enjoy the ride. This is the best thing that's happened to us so far.
Am I the only one not enjoying this? I
This
don't
is
like
amazing.
heights, and this thing looks like a giant goose.
Sorry. Anyway.
Bo is not having a good time. He's losing his shit.
It said to me that we meet again. Do I remember?
I don't know. What do you think? I don't think you have any. You've never seen this thing. You know what I mean? Like you definitely haven't ever seen it before.
I'm trying to rack my brain, but
Wait.
that
So the whole. This is a for Brad out of character. When I was kind of like brought back to the dead zone, it kind of reminded me of when I shifted into the portal the first time with where we all were on the pedestals and first met. I feel like with that knowledge, I would look at Aura and say, how were you shifted to that area? You know, when all of us were just strangers standing there? I was there via sand.
I was pulled up through the sky, but it wasn't by him.
You were pulled up through the sky.
Yeah.
If I was shifted by this sort of like dust or something, I mean, Merkel had a lot of that going on. And then I'm assuming, Bo, were you like water?
Well, yeah. Why are we talking about this now? When I'm just holding out
Maybe
for
that's
my
when you met him, though. That's what I'm getting at. Is maybe like he was maybe involved in that a little bit.
Maybe.
There, Bo.
He's the one that pulled you into this whole race against the gods thing. Maybe.
Because I remember there was like a demon in the sky, like an angel, kinda. Right?
The
Yeah.
Seraph, right?
You
The
saw
Seraph.
it again when you fought it with Suna and Alvin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is different. There was something different. It wasn't him.
If it wasn't him, what if it was his master?
I
Have
don't
we
give
met
a shit
before?
about anything that's happened. Can I lean over? Can we see anything down below?
Give me a perception check, and Shondakul turns his massive head back towards you and says,
Are you talking to me?
Yeah. You said it. You've seen me before. We've met before.
Oh, aye, to be sure.
Hey,
Second time you've rode upon me winds.
At OC?
Oh. So did you pull me up that time?
Suna, looking over the edge, looking down, you do see that you're descending very slowly, but it's a bit like when you're really high up in a plane and the first time you kind of see through the clouds when you kind of just see an expanse of land. It's all brown and muddy looking. There are like lakes or maybe oceans or something down there as well that you can see, but the land appears to be very muddy, browns, and there are big pockets of water all over the place. Really, that's what you can see, but you do appear to be pretty high up at the moment as well. Pretty hard to make out anything else, but you can see it moving pretty quickly too.
That is beautiful, but it doesn't look like. Does it look like any land I recognize? Probably not.
Probably not, but you can give me a history check. What was your question to him? Sorry.
I asked if he pulled me up.
It doesn't
Not
look
that
like
long ago.
any land to you, really, necessarily. But also, you probably really wouldn't know either. But it doesn't look like a place that you've been to. He says,
Oh, well, I've always been doing this, you know. Gotta go pick people up, bring them to places, you know. That's what I do, kinda, suppose. No, there's a few of us. There's a few of us you've got to meet.
And I'm racking my brain for all these times that I may have met them. Can I pinpoint any besides the first time I was pulled up?
I don't think so, because you don't know who you're going to meet.
Right. Do you know who we're going to see now? Or are you just taking us to a sapling?
Hey, we're going to see the sapling. Here we go. Hold on.
Begins to descend a lot quicker as he drops out of the sky a little bit, maybe lifts you a little out of your quote seats as he says,
Right, there we go. You see the little sapling down there? That's your first test, I suppose. Keep it alive. Simple, right? Don't let those little briar buggers get to it, and, well, I'll be back when it grows into an oak. You just climb to the top and, just call out my name. Shondacle, come get us!
The creature dips very low to the ground now. What do you say to it as you're holding on? It's going pretty quickly, but what do you do?
I'm holding on and I'm just in shock.
What?
At the speed.
That's gonna take forever. How did what? That's gonna take for. And I look back at Sauna and I'm like,
I'm enjoying.
You better
the shit
use
out
that
of this.
magic.
What? I can't hear you over the wind.
Creature turns its body upside down and shakes itself like a dog fresh from a river, and you all need to make me dex saving throws.
10.
21.
16.
Who we missing? Ellie, 10, just making it. The creature kind of slows down a lot. You guys get a good idea of what you can see down here, and again, like what Suna saw, but much closer, it's just kind of a muddy, barren area. There are no trees or bushes or plant life. There are no houses. There is a lot of dirt, mud, water, pockets of water, and the creature slows down. Shondacle slows and gets real close to the land and turns completely upside down and then shakes. All four of you are removed from this thing, tumbling to the ground. You each kind of superhero land or land somewhat on your feet. You actually manage to successfully not stumble and fall in a terrible mess. Stumbling forward though, as this thing turns around, he begins to just ascend. He pretty much points himself upwards, and with a flap of his wings and a gust of wind that hits you all and kind of causes you to stumble a little more in the mud, the creature Shondacle, the big bird wyvern type thing, flies upwards. Looking about you, you can see the land kind of dips in places. There are hills, there are rolling areas. It does look again, not like you're in when you were in the kind of the flat plains of Merkel's lands. Looking around you, you can kind of make out that this looks like a landscape. In the distance, there are dips and curves and maybe like hills. You can see that there is for sure like maybe an ocean or a sea in the distance, not so far from you that you wouldn't necessarily get there, but it's pretty far away from where you are. The sun is shining, it's a clear day. The wind dies down after Shondacle departs, and it just generally seems like you're in just a muddy landscape. However, there's a single thing here that is different. There is an oak sapling. Although there's an element to it that's a little strange. There's a small fuchsia plant which is growing from the ground directly beside it. Before you have a chance really to gather yourselves, you might notice an odd buzzing noise. As your ears attune, each of you suddenly realizes that there are creatures marching towards you across the mud. 8 in total from various directions. The reason it took you so long to notice them is that they're very small. They have little gleaming walnut eyes. They have little sly smiles upon tiny faces atop of tiny bodies. They're covered in spikes and thorns. The creatures waist is no bigger than a clenched fist. They have these sinuous arms that are no wider than a finger, but twice the length of its body. Aura, you recognize them as creatures known as the Briar children. Tiny, fey creatures that exist in the forests of Bame, and most likely all over as well. They're a nuisance mostly, but today they seem a little different. One of them points to the sapling, and then all 8 rush towards it. First of all, everyone roll me D4. Actually, no, Aura, roll me a D4 first.
A 1.
A 1. Let's see where... Now, this is to determine where you landed on the map. You see the map.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put you in. That's the worst position to start in. Or at least what I deem to be the worst position to start in. You start here. Okay, so then we have Ellie, roll me a D3. Two. You start here. In the water. You actually land in water. You're in a body of water. It comes up to like your neck.
Okay.
Then, who was next? Oh, roll me a D2. A 1 puts you here. And that puts Suna right next to the sapling. Now, these creatures there are 2 in pretty much each corner of the battle map here. They appear to be aiming towards the sapling here. When all of you land and you realize them, they kind of seem to be distracted by you, but they do also seem to be going after the sapling. Aura, you are fully aware that this sapling must be protected at all costs. These creatures cannot be allowed to get to it. They will destroy it. It cannot be allowed to be destroyed. This sapling has 15 HP, which
Holy shit.
is not a lot. These creatures can attack it directly, and they can harm it. You guys need to roll me initiatives, please.
I'm gonna yell out, "You have to protect the sapling! Don't let them hurt it!"
I don't suppose my readied action can go off.
I'm afraid it cannot, no.
No, I was just joking.
Since you said I recognize these as the nuisance Briar children.
Yes. I
do
also
I
like
know
that they
what-
were called
is-
Briar children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which really wasn't. They're technically called a child of the Briar, but you know them as Briar children, so carry on.
Is there a way that I know how to effectively fight against them since they're a nuisance in Bame?
Nice question, KPP.
Trying.
That's
Give
very,
me
very wise.
Give me a nature check.
Okay. Because I'm sure I've come across them several times in my adventures.
Yes.
So would I have advantage on this roll?
No. You get the roll because of that
Okay.
in the first place.
Sorry, I popped out my thing and now it won't. Oh, there it is.
A 13. You can pick salt or pepper.
Salt.
You know that they often work together in pairs. Splitting them up will really help a lot here because they are only really able to do their mischievous spells and things in pairs. On their own, they're not much of a threat necessarily if it's just to you as a person. In their pairs, they always work together. They're constantly twinning kind of spells or using each other to enhance each other's abilities and things. That's really probably the only information you know about them.
Okay.
And yeah, they speak in their own language as well, called a Briar click.
Okay. Can I yell out? Is that something I can do?
Yeah.
Right now? Okay. I'd be like, These are called Briar children. Separate them. They're not children. They're a nuisance. Just try to separate them. And they use magic. Just kill them. I know they're called children, but just don't get hung up on that.
Right. All right. Why don't we each take a pair? I'll take this one up top here. Bo, you grab the one behind you. Ellie, you grab the one to the left, and Aura, the one right in front of you.
Okay.
Ellie's in water.
Yeah, I'm like swimming, like, okay.
So the water counts as difficult terrain for the record. So you have half movement.
That means it takes half speed or something?
Yes, half movement during the water things, which also would count here. So you know. Now, first in the initiative order is Suna, right next to the sapling here. What do you want to do?
I am using sorcery points to change my levitate spell into a bonus action, and I'm going to levitate Ellie out of the water.
Okay.
So I believe you can go 20 feet in the air, Ellie. You are no longer in difficult terrain.
You have to do it though. She doesn't fly, I think. Isn't that right?
Right.
You have to be the one that does it.
Yeah, I lift her up out of the water.
Okay.
So she can use her bow and things like that.
Yep. Ellie, you float up out of the water suddenly, and you are above the water by the surface of the water by 20 feet. Anything else? Your turn?
Yes, I would like to my lightning bolt. I think from here I can hit these two Briar children. Is that right?
You can do, and now I recall from my memory, but I might be wrong, 100 foot.
It is 100 feet,
5
yes.
foot wide.
Let me just double check. Yes, 5 foot wide. So if I go right in between them, I should hit them both, correct?
Yeah, I'm going to try and figure out how they mean for that to be. I think you can. I'm going to say you can now, yeah. But
it's in a straight line, and I happen to be in between them.
It is, yeah. There's just weird rules with how the squares work, but I can't remember what it is. So, yeah, do it. It's fine.
All right. So I'm going to do that.
Rather just carry on.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you tell me what it is. We haven't seen this. I can't remember it. I remember it being very strong, and that's about it. What do we see, and what do I need to do?
Well, I think we see. I just feel like again after that last fight, I feel stronger. But we're a cohesive team, and Aura said to protect them and to separate. And I think I maybe think about doing the lightning lure to pull one of them towards me and to separate them. But instead, I feel just stronger, and I try to destroy them both. That means, let's see, can I just drop this here in the chat?
Okay. Stroke of lightning forming 100 feet long and 5 feet wide. I don't think you can do between hexes or whatever, but I'm just going to let you for this one.
Right.
Each creature in line makes a dex save. Creature takes 86 lightning damage on a failed save or half as much. All right, I'm going to make 2 dex saves. 1, 2. And
the first one does not.
Okay, and the second one fails. So you still roll 8d6, and they take.
Right.
The first one takes the full lightning damage, and the second one takes half.
Holy shit!
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
That's
I don't know how
okay.
to click off. Oh, I did it. Okay.
You click on the red writing to make it shrink.
I'm so sorry.
It's all good.
It's the second time I've done that.
So half of 25 is rounded down, I think, to 14. Is that right? Am I stupid? No, I'm really stupid. It's 12. 12.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So how does this look? You hit them. It doesn't destroy them. But it does fuck up the one on the left. So you tell me how that looks.
Right. I think it's just because the lightning lure is a very small bolt of lightning that comes out of the quarterstaff or the walking stick that I have, and I think this one comes out of my hand instead, and it's 100 feet long, so it's massive. So I think we hear like the thunder strike. Maybe, and it might shock you and surprise you because you've never heard it before, and then it just comes out. And it actually will scorch the earth underneath it, and anything nearby will catch fire. It's insane. It's wild.
This is just kind of mud, so I don't think it does any extra stuff or anything catching fire because there's not really there's no plant life here. But the mud is scorched and the water underneath it boils. You see these two little creatures made of thorns running forward. Suddenly, their eyes widen, they raise their hands. One of them ducks down and tries to cover itself in mud before this lightning bolt strikes into both of them. The one that dives out of the way is still kind of blah. The one which doesn't dive out of the way and just holds its hands out is just blah. You see them kind of standing there, scorched and burned, little sizzles of smoke coming off of their little thorny heads. They shake off all of the soot and burn, and they continue to kind of wander forward. You hear them kind of clicking and speaking to each other in a very strange language. A little furious look on their tiny faces as they point once again towards you in the area where the sapling is.
They're hefty! And I will move. I will use my movement.
They're like weeds. They're hard to kill.
I go over here.
Okay. You got 35 feet.
Right, yes. Oh,
It's the end of your turn?
no.
Okay.
Let me just double check. Toby uses sorcerer points, right?
So,
It's a bonus action. I will wait.
all right. Brings us to you, Ellie. You're floating 20 feet above this small pool of water, like a really little lake. What do you want to do?
I think Sona, you told me to hit the ones right here, right? On the map to my left.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure I don't hit the right. I'm going to turn and aim at the one closest to me.
I believe you have advantage because you're elevated now.
Yeah.
You're using a bow.
You know
No,
what?
I also get the drop on them with assassinate.
Oh, right.
Does that work with Eldritch Blast?
I think it's only with a bow.
I'm gonna read. Let me see what it says. Assassinate. I rolled 20. It's been a little slow. Assassinate.
Oh, I thought you meant levitate.
No, the assassinate. Where the hell is it? Oh, here we are. You're at your deadliest when you get the drop. You have advantage on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken a turn in combat yet. In addition, any hit you score against a creature that is surprised is a critical hit. Yes, they aren't surprised, but you do have advantage. You won't get sneak attack, though, with an Eldritch Blast.
No. I get 2 attacks with a Eldritch Blast, though, plus... yeah, I'm going to take it. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, there's pros and cons to both.
That's my first one.
Yep.
And then that's my second.
Both hits.
Wow.
And then that's the damage, and then it's +3 to each of those, so I get 6 extra damage on the one because of the agonizing blast.
That's included. I added it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Let me double check.
That makes it
so
so much
it's
easier.
a D10 plus
So yeah, 18 damage to the
charisma,
one close.
right? Yeah. So 8 plus 3 is 11. Yeah. So it should just be doing a D10 plus charisma, right, with the agonizing blast.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So then it's just included. It was so much easier than you have enough addition to have to do. So
Okay.
18. Yeah. So how does this look? I mean, you're floating in the air. You probably look like Freezer as you launch these things off.
Yeah, pretty much. I as soon as I get raised above the water, that's when my hands start going purple, and I just like blast the one that is kind of closest that I was told to aim at.
Yeah.
And how does this work if I'm being levitated? How does moving work?
It works as part of your movement.
Yeah. Can she move?
I think she can move up or down. I have to move you. But I think you can move up or down. Yep.
The target can only move by pushing or pulling against a fixed object, or it's like being in space.
But she's willing, though. She's willing. There's a spot below that says a willing target can use their movement.
Oh, hang on. The change the target's altitude. You can change the altitude. If you're a target, if you are the target, you can move up or down as part of your move. Otherwise, you can use your action. Where's the bit that you're saying?
Doesn't it say if she's willing, she can move as her movement?
I see an unwilling creature that succeeds on a Constitution saving throw is unaffected. Target can move only by pushing or pulling against a fixed object or surface within reach, which he has none of, which allows it
If
to
I'm
move
the
as if it were
target, I can
climbing.
move.
You
Right.
can change the target's altitude. If you are the target, that means you. So,
Yeah,
as
me.
the target,
All right.
You can move up and down as part of your move. Otherwise, yeah, she's just floating.
Otherwise, you'll float. But when the spell is over, you will float safely to the ground.
Oh, I was just gonna go to the ground so I could. How does stealthing work in the sky?
Sorry.
You can attempt to stealth. It's just that the DC to find you is incredibly low. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oops.
Wow.
I can't
There is
stealth
no.
at all.
That's perfect. It's just exactly that. You just kind of try and hide. You just do that. You do like a child doing this or something. I don't know.
Well,
but
I think it's like
when you were
what
baby
what
Ellie.
Ellie would normally do, where she's like, "Oh, this is where I normally would stealth." It happens, and then she just kind of looks around like,
I'm
Just-
still
Right.
in the air.
"I'm
flying
still
in
in
the
the
air.
right now." Okay, cool.
The two little creatures that were running forward didn't even know you were there. You were lifted up out of the air. One of them is hit by two of these things. You see it hit the ground. It's kind of like buried in mud as these two force Eldritch Blasts push it into the mud. It hits the ground, rolls over and turns and looks towards you. It clicks towards the one that's running a little ahead of it and it points up towards you in the sky.
I wave.
And you wave at it. But yeah, the two of them kind of just have a moment where they're clicking and talking, one pointing to the sapling, one pointing to you. Bringing us to Bo's turn. What do you want to do, Bo?
All right. I definitely want to get a little closer to these Briar children
Yeah.
behind me.
I'll help you
Yeah.
out if you want. You can move within
Okay,
30
yeah.
feet, which is like
Right.
here or
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
30
or-
feet's okay.
yeah.
And then what I'm gonna attempt to do first is cast Ray of Frost on one of these bad boys. Oh,
Holy
It's a
shit.
hit.
shit. Okay.
Which one are you hitting, the left or the right one?
Right.
Okay. Damn.
So I conjure getting some of the water from the pond near me, and then I form it into an ice shard and just strike the one on the right.
Alright. Let me just double check something with you. How do I feel like when you do damage with cold, it does more damage? You have a move that does that somewhere? I'm just gonna click on your
Oh, I
4
think
page.
so.
I'll read here somewhere. Ice Master. All spells that you cast with the Acid, Frost, Cold, or Ice subtype that deal damage deal an additional 1d6. So roll another d6.
Wow.
Wow.
Remember
That's
that because I will
insanity.
forget, and I just only thought of it then because I went into a sheet
Two.
today. So it's 16 in total. So yeah, how does this look? I don't know if we've seen you do this yet.
Oh boy. I guess once it forms into an ice shard, it strikes it and strikes it true, and it almost like glass. It sticks and pierces its skin, and it's just let's just say in agonizing pain.
It is in agonizing pain as it tumbles over, the ice shard in it. The creature jumps back up, kind of all these thorns and spikes coming off of it. It shakes off the damage, the ice melting as it runs forward again, pointing and clicking towards its partner, which is also running towards you. You still have a bonus action?
That was a cantrip. No, wait. Oh no.
Cantrips are an action. Some are,
Oh, right,
some
right.
are bonus actions. Each thing will tell you what it is that it does. They're all like their own thing, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure that's an action. I don't know who.
Would I
lies
still
to
be
you,
able
but-
to cast like bardic inspiration?
Yes.
Okay,
Do any
I'll
bonus action
definitely cast bardic inspiration on Aura,
Okay.
given her that extra little buff.
Yeah. Did
I simply just call it out to her, and I end my turn.
the
Thank you,
bardic
Bo.
inspiration die go up? Let me double check. Let me just check because eventually your bardic inspiration goes up to a D8. I can't remember when it does that.
I'll wait.
You need to be aware of it. I don't remember what everything does. Now's the time to learn. When do bardic inspiration die go up? 5th level. Oh, it's been a D8 for like a whole level.
Oops.
So it's a D8. And I will, do you know what I'll do? I'll just write it down and deal with it afterwards. Bard.
Spread.
I'll remember. So you have a D8. Remember, it's gone up to a D8. So whenever you get a bardic inspiration, it's a D8 now that you can add to your rolls. Who got it sooner?
Aura got it.
Aura got it. So within 10 minutes, you can add it to your ability check, attack roll, or saving throw if you have to make one. It might do other stuff, but I can't remember. And only Disby has the answers now. Anything else you want to do? I think you're good, actually. That's all your stuff done.
Yeah, that ends my turn.
Okay. Let's see here. Now, this is going to be horrific. All right. All of you, apart from Ellie. Oh,
I knew it.
actually. No, actually. Not Aura. So Bo and Suna.
All right.
You see the two that are looking towards you speak to each other. They are running along and they hold hands. They close their eyes and continue to run forward, and they begin to incant in these strange little Briar clicks. Underneath where you are, it's your old friend, the Entangle spell. You see all of these little thorny vines grow up out of the mud and begin to try and latch on to your legs. Let's see here. Oh no, actually they're running forward and doing this. Hold on, let me just get them. They're all the way over here to you, Bo. These ones are over here to you, Suna. And then there is this horrible spell underneath you. So you guys need to give me... I don't need to check if it's on this turn or on the next turn. Yes, strength saves.
Can I use cutting words?
Or
is it too late for that?
I think... Let me see what cutting words does.
I'll put it in chat.
Yeah, because I think it does work, but it's against attack rolls, ability checks, damage rolls. So, yeah, no, it's for they're casting a thing that does like an AoE thing on you. If they were doing an attack roll, so they had to like hit with their hands, you know what I mean? Or like when you try and hit with a ray of frost or something, you can reduce that attack roll to beat your AC by a D8. If they are making a saving throw of their own, for example, when Suna's lightning bolt goes off, and they have to do a saving throw to jump out of the way, you can reduce their number by a D8 as well. If they're making an ability check, like if they're trying to do something like a perception check to find Ellie when she's stealth, you can cutting words and then. Essentially, it's basketball. If you ever saw that movie, probably not, where they're playing basketball, but they're allowed to shout to distract them.
Oh, okay then. All right.
You can kind of do that. So it's on those turns that you can do it. These are a little weirder because this is basically casting a spell. You can't really distract them from doing it. They're just going to do it. And it's going to appear underneath you. But I'm glad you're using cutting words because it's useful. It's a good ability that you can use your bardic inspiration points for. But yeah, not on this one. You just got to give me a strength check.
All right, strength. Here we go.
I'm using Thunder's presence to have advantage on this strength check.
Okay.
16.
17, thank God I used that.
16 and 17. Yeah, these thorns like grow up out of the ground underneath you, and both of you jump out of the way. You feel them grip onto your leg, and again, similar to earlier on when you were trying to escape, you snap the vines before they strengthen and grow around your ankle and get any purchase. Both of you are able to snap these vines and jump out of the way of these vines that spin and turn around your legs, and you're not currently grappled in them. I don't think that these remain, but we'll find out in a moment. These two that Ellie was firing at are going to run over to the sapling, but they can only move. Well, they're both running 40 feet, so they can both get to there. Let's see where that is. I think that was here. And the same for the ones that you see, Aura, that you were tasked with dealing with. They also use their entire movement and action to get to there. I think it's here. You see them just running towards the sapling. You see them, they're not holding hands, they're not incanting or anything, they're just beelining, they're sprinting as hard as they can towards where the sapling is. And that brings us to your turn, Aura. You see these creatures running at this thing you've been tasked with defending.
I'm going to cast Zephyr Strike on myself, and I'm going to run here and then right behind this second group. And I'm going to cast Spike Growth on these 4.
Okay. So I'll do what I did before, where I put the thing down. No, what I should have done is copied it. I should leave it and I should copy it so that I don't have to find it anew every time. Let's see here. How big was it?
It is 20 feet, 20-foot radius.
20-foot radius. God damn, this thing is ridiculous. Okay, so that's that big.
Okay.
You should have control of it. Now you put it wherever you want it to go.
Okay. Now, can I ask a question? If I put it around... No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put it right here, right on the outskirts, so that it...
Oops, it's gone.
Oops.
Yeah.
Did I do that?
Nope, I did it. Carry on.
Okay, so where I placed it, right up to the cusp of it, so I can... Okay. Magic. So can I, since I ran here, can I run over here with Zephyr Strike?
Yeah, I think so.
I can. Yeah, I think I can
You can do
too.
whatever you want because Zephyr Strike is ridiculous.
I'm gonna come onto this side of it, and then I'm gonna cast it on these 4.
Yeah. All these spikes grow up out of the ground. These guys, did they do anything on their turn, or is it now? Which spell was it? Sorry. Spike growth.
Spike growth.
I believe it's this turn.
Right. Yeah, I can't remember either.
I put it in chat.
Area becomes difficult terrain when a creature moves into within the area. It takes 2d4 for every 5 feet. No, I think it's on its turn then. So when a creature moves into or within the area, so they have to move within the area. Well, they can make a thing right now to see if they see it. What's your spell save DC?
It is 11.
Nice.
Okay, so from top to bottom, one in each pair doesn't see it.
Okay.
And you still have a bonus action, I think.
Well, no, I use Zephyr Strike, which is a bonus action. But I would also like to... Sorry, I would like to use Accelerate. And I'm going to cast that on Suna. And I can't use Bardic Inspiration, correct? On my... That's a dumb question. Maybe on Spike Growth, correct?
You cannot.
If there's damage next time, okay. So then that's what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cast Accelerate Time on Suna. I feel like my tattoo starts to glow when hers does too, and maybe she inherently knows she has an extra.
Hey,
just get him. And I think that's my turn.
I'll do my best.
And you can do your best
I
next time.
What?
It's the end of
Holy
the
shit,
session.
is it 7 o'clock
It
already?
is
Oh
indeed.
god, I'm not going to remember my move. All right, I'll write
remember.
it down.
Write down what you were
I don't
thinking.
know what
I
I
had
was
bardic
going to do.
inspiration too, so let me write that
Write
down.
it down.
Oh, jeez.
There's no way.
Fuck's sake.
There's just no way.
And I'm floating.
Yeah.
I'm
Don't
a
worry, I'm
clown.
literally,
You're
just so
floating.
you remember, Pocket, I'm ending that right now. So you'll float safely to the
I
ground.
was actually gonna see, like, can I yell at you during your round?
Yeah, no, I ended immediately. I just wanted to help you get up because the spell specifically lets you move safely to the ground, and if there's water, you can, you'll be okay. So
Yeah.
you don't have to move out of the way.
Yeah, either way, you would just fall into the water and be fine anyway. So
Yeah.
it'd be all
Yeah.
good. You're not so high up that it
It
wouldn't
helped.
matter.
It helped, I think, for like the first assassinate, but now I gotta like get on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I hate ending during combat, but there's just no way you're gonna do this in any feasible time.
5-hour sessions. Let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
5-hour
I'm
session
ready.
is the only way. It's possible. It's just, yeah, there's no way. There's no way. I also really thought you were going into Beau's door today. Like, I was like, they're totally going into Beau's door. Because you've been kind of planning it for the spell that you were going to take, and then you were planning it just before the break as well. So I was like, it's 100% what's going to happen. And then, yeah, my little outside chaos moment that I wanted to make sure was available, because it was like, Buns can go through the door. Buns is here, which means Buns is an extension and an attachment of Aura, which means as soon as that door
That's
is
the rule
open.
of D&D, though. Anything that can happen will happen.
I know. I should have just
D&D,
planned.
just like
I shouldn't have
anything
even
else.
bothered planning anything for Beau's door and just be like, the 100% Buns is going to run into the door. It's the way of it. It's the way of it. It was a double roll as well. You had to fail to get less than a 5, which is the lowest general check DC. And also, Buns reading your intent had to be lower than a 5, and it was just chef's kiss, of course. Here we are in this door. I think you've got a better idea of what's behind the door as well. You guys were a little afraid and confused, and I still don't think anyone fully understands what's going on, but I think you've got a much better idea. You all thought that you were going to go and probably do some farming simulator and go and see Chauntier, maybe. I'm not sure. But it's not quite as simple as that. 3 doors we have ideas about. 1 door remains a mystery, remains locked as well. But here we are at the beginning of a new mini dungeon. What is going to go on? Find out next time. We just don't know. We'll do a round of shout outs, and next week you can carry on with this combat and see what happens next. Let's start with you, KPP. What are you doing in the week? And do you have any idea what's happening?
I think I have somewhat of an idea that's happening. I don't know. I don't want to say anything. Okay.
I'm just curious.
Okay.
I don't know. Sometimes it's weird being the DM because you're like, I know everything, and you can't always tell. You know?
I have a vague idea of what might be happening.
Okay.
But I won't say anything in case I'm right.
All right.
But I'm Katie Peters Plays. I played Aura for you today, and I'm excited. I didn't know we were going in my door today, so this has been interesting. Also, if you want to watch my stream, you guys unlocked a Twitch Sing stream when we did a St. Jude fundraiser this last month. So please come hang out Tuesday night if you'd like for Mark and I doing some Twitch Sings. It's going to be great and also awful. So that's happening.
You're making
this
Mark
week.
do it as well. I bet he's
They
awesome
wanted
at
Mark.
singing.
He studied voice in college, so he actually sounds passable and good. And then there's me.
Has he
so
not
it'll
trained
be-
you over the years?
He says I can sing okay, but I'm not a strong singer.
Find out Tuesday.
Tuesday. Be a judge for yourself.
Are you actually
That's what's coming up
try-harding,
is-
or are you like meme singing?
I'm meme singing for sure.
You got to do at least one try-hard. It's
I'll
like the
try
rules.
to do one try hard.
There's nothing funnier than when someone like tries. You know what I mean? Like they have to. You have to genuinely try it. I mean, not if you can actually sing, which you probably can.
I will find out this Tuesday.
Those Twitch
So.
streams are always a nightmare for people like me who can't sing, and then you have to pick. Are you playing the game? Are you meme singing, or are you actually singing? Because those are the 3 options. Because the game is a game. You have to
I can't get the voice to match the bars.
So you do that and you sound insane. You know what I mean? Or you try and it's whatever, whether you can sing or not. Or you meme sing and do like tribute or something.
Last time we did, I sang the Barbie song in the devil voice the entire time. So there'll be stuff like that.
All right. Well, that's Tuesday, yeah? What time?
Around 5:30 Mountain, which is 7:30 Eastern.
No one knows what that means. I tried to work it out last week as well. All right. Someone else on Mountain Time. It's Disby Arix.
Hello, I'm Disby. I played Bobo for you today, and what a twist! I'm actually really happy we went through Aura's door instead. I'm always down for surprises. You can find me here at on Twitch at DisbyRx, and I've been doing a whole lot of roleplay on Red Dead Redemption 2. That's been a lot of fun, and of course, I like to play scary games as well. So if you like that sort of stuff, yeah, come find me and hang out. And today was a good app. Holy shit! Thanks for the fun, everybody.
So good.
Why was Bo so afraid?
He doesn't like geese, okay?
All right, it was just the goose.
And we were riding a giant goose. Okay.
Yes. I guess so. That's true. What about you, Pocket? What's going on your channel? What are you doing?
Oh, you know. I don't just stream anymore. I do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of photo stuff nowadays, and I've recently gotten into mixing my cosplay. Cosplay's kind of packed away. I have some outfits still remaining that I can like shoot while I have everything kind of packed up now. So I'm going into TikTok and I'm making a bunch of stuff in those cosplays that kind of makes sense to kind of mix like the meme world of it and then like the cosplay. And I'm really excited because like getting into like Harley Quinn and Joker and just other things as well is sort of what I've been diving into and having a lot of fun with, because it's been kind of a rough 2020 for a lot of people, and I've been enjoying it. It's been something getting my mind off of like some of the roughness that's been happening. So I've been really having fun with that.
What's your TikTok handle?
I need to check.
Boomer
Pocket _ official.
Pocket
Okay.
_ official.
It's Pocket _ official because of someone had Pocket. So even though it's based off my Twitter, which is Pocket, I don't know. But having a lot of fun, and also show like transformations of like just looking like myself, then looking like the character. It's been a lot of fun. Been really enjoying it. Brad, I wanted to point it out. I pointed this out in the break, but I wanted to point out once again, I really enjoyed that I had to recite I'm going to keep calling it the dogma to get out of the door. And so sort of like step into the shoes of Merkel.
Almost.
I really enjoyed that. And then I really enjoyed that we were in auras. Bo, not that I don't want to go fight the water monster again, but I really enjoy we're in auras because like Disby said, it's sort of this element of surprise that we haven't encountered yet. And I've been curious what Sauna and Aura have behind their doors. And I already know that Disby's is a giant ball of hatred, so I'm sorry. I'm just kidding. Yours is terrifying. Let's be real.
It's terrifying. This is I was looking forward to both in a way.
Yes,
like I have plans, but yeah, this one is definitely like I think the one that you guys had the most mystery around. I mean, obviously Sauna's as well, but out of the two that were available to go through at the moment.
Everyone knew that if you went through Ellie's, there's going to be some sort of like death or dying.
Ellie's is obviously death. You've already been through Bose because Bose was the one that you were kind of thrust into at the beginning, and yeah, you've got a lot of confusion, and also no one really like as well. I've seen a lot of people in the Discord. We have a lot of theory crafting. No one really knows what Aura's kind of gods or innate elements are and stuff, because she was lifted up by wind, and she's got a lot of ties to nature, but they come from her parents and upbringing as much as what potentially could be an innate thing. She also took the chronomancy, so we didn't see what any of the stuff to do with the clover was about. So I think a lot of people have been very like, they're just desperate to know what what is going on with like Aura, what drew her into this, what she linked to, what god, or gods is she linked to? Oh, subverting expectations endlessly for you people here on this
She's kind
one.
of terrifying because it's like if she's a part of nature, nature is so many different elements than just one. And so
like a nightmare to try and work
that's
out.
terrifying.
Here we are. So yeah, this is it. This is what it is. And obviously Suna is a mystery all of her own as well to a degree, but we kind of know a little more about Suna.
We know she's we learned something new today.
Yes, we did, didn't we? That I might have a crush on my neighbor.
Oh, Toby.
And I can't punch him.
Yes.
Yes. And you also have a hound now.
I do.
Also called Toby.
Also called Toby,
gonna
but
be
spelled with a Y.
Yes.
And
Okay.
Real Toby's with an I. Not that anyone cares.
I mean, sure. You might care. You, what are you doing this week? You
Well,
wanna shout
obviously
out?
I do. Me?
Yes.
Oh, hello. Hi, I'm Pumpkin Mary, and I played Suna for you today. I am playing through the original Final Fantasy VII, which has been a lot of fun, and that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. And then I think I'm here again on Wednesday, GMing Gone, but then I'm also here on Fridays in the horror show Facade. But I think we have something cool dropping next week, so keep your eyes out on our Twitter and all that, because we do have something cool coming down for you.
New
That's it. That's all I got.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope that it was mildly enjoyable for you today. Yeah, keep an eye on all of our things.
Where
Remember
can people
to...
find you? I mean, you skip this every week.
I hate it that he does this. This stream is hilarious.
I don't.
You can find him at two places now: twitch.tv/BradWoto and then twitch.tv/random. I always want to say random Brad.
What's the difference?
One is JRPGs and all of the stuff he really wants to play, and then his regular channel is voted on, right, Brad?
The regular channel is what people vote for me to play, which today was Visage, and I hated because I started with chapter 2. Apparently that's not
Don't
how
say
you
anything.
play
I
it.
haven't played that yet. I haven't played
The
it.
beginning was so good, and then I accidentally went into like the second level without knowing how to play the game, and then I uninstalled it because I'm crazy.
That is a much better name, Zagoticus. It should have been called Brandom.
I would never call it
Wow.
It's hilarious. It's good.
that.
Go get it. Hurry.
So yeah, I don't know. I play games. To be honest, I made a second channel just a guilt-free channel, so I can just play games whenever, because I just want to be able to play. But it messes with all the metrics and stuff when I just play at like 10 p.m. for like one game, and like most people don't give a fuck about JRPGs. And when I want to play something like that, I'm like, I kind of want to stream it, but I don't know what to do about it. And I genuinely enjoy streaming. It's fun still. You know what I mean? It's like a job, but it's also kind of fun. But I also have to take it seriously, and I don't know. It was a nightmare. So I went, I'll just make a second channel, and I'll secretly stream on that. Don't tell anyone. So I might play Suikoden on that if anyone's interested, but I can't tell you when. My main channel, we're voting on games to play tomorrow, though, if you want to watch that. I start at 9 Eastern, and we vote on whichever game series to play.
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Yeah. Yeah. And then the other channel's at 9 p.m. Eastern, probably.
I almost got you to say it.
I'm not saying it. That's it. Thanks for watching again. If you want to check out our Discord, everyone's theory crafting in there as well. It's been really fun to read through. I'm really loving just endlessly subverting everyone's expectations. My hero is Rian Johnson, as you should know. And all I've been doing this whole time is just every time everyone thinks they understand something, I'm not doing it on purpose, but it's just been so enjoyable to be like, wrong. It's this thing.
I mean, I've been reading that theory crafting too, and I'll just be like, well, that's interesting.
Yeah, half of it's
like,
better than what I have.
Yeah.
I just can't change it now. I'm like, oh, damn, I should have done that. That's way better. Now they have to fight these little stick men that come flying at them from nowhere. Should have had it be whatever they theory craft with this week. So yeah, please join all of that stuff. Thank you so much for hanging out, and keep an eye on all of our social media things and Discord for whatever whatever the heck is dropping this week. Go and follow all of these people here, and watch their channels and TikToks and things. I'm too much of a boomer. I'm not even allowed on TikTok. Me and Pocket are the same age, but they won't let me in.
That's not true. All the millennials are getting on now. It's cool now. Because we're all getting on.
Well, then they're
with
going to
our
get a new
food,
one,
our
though.
attitude.
That's the thing. They're going to make, some other new TikTok as soon as we all get on it. Oh, I'm here now. Going to do a little dance.
No,
and
no,
then,
no. Those people are left on Facebook.
Oh, God, yeah, that's like 7 social medias back. All right. Well, thanks for watching. See you all on TikTok, and we'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.